We're here. We survived. Well, the cameras were off, so were the lights. Whew. Well, before we turned the cameras on this week, we were very quick to turn our Dungeon Master light on. This is Here Be Dragons, and we have some familiar faces on the couch here. Welcome back, our dear Austin. Woo!
Hi. Austin's back, everybody.
And then we also have Couchdrusek the first. The second? Couchdrusek.
The first
Couchdrusek.
Nathan Ondersek.
Nathan Ondersek, Couchdrusek the first.
Yeah.
Also known as Jared Hoy. Welcome to the couch, Jared.
Thank
Woo!
He's Nathan Ondersek, because I'm Bigsby Lufaloo.
Lufaloo?
That's
Yeah.
my last name. No
Yeah.
one's ever brought it up.
That is his last name.
I don't think I ever won
yeah.
now.
So,
Oh, it is Lufaloo.
Think you wash your body with?
No, that's a loofah. This is a loofah-loo.
Something you wash your body
Is it
with?
like an
Look.
evil version?
Look, here's the thing. Everyone.
Oh.
Nope.
Anyways,
Yep.
we're back.
we're back.
How
Yeah.
dare you disgrace the known culture.
Across the couch, we have Lindsay Sarton, Lauren Bird, Nathan Ondersek, Austin Schumacher, and Jared Hoy joining us today. My name is Jared Sarton.
And the
Oh,
elephant
Tinkerbell.
forgot.
Hey, Tinkerbell's. She's sitting over there.
He thought I was holding a rug.
Yeah, you know. Welcome to the inn.
Look at this set deck.
We have hit a new tier on Twitch, thanks to everyone who's followed and watched and shared. We are now affiliates, which means we're going to be doing some fun stuff. You can subscribe, you can send us bits, you can give us tips as well. Below you'll see, well, not on this screen because I removed it, but when we go back to the main screen, you'll see that we do have a little bar underneath the Dungeon Master. That is the,
I feel left out.
oh.
This is guys only.
You have
Girls
you've gotten
only.
a puppy.
Girls only.
Girls over there, boys over here.
I'm sorry. What were you saying about tips?
I'm the Dungeon Master. I'm killing everyone today. So, as we always have, we do have our tips for our scrolls. We do now have bits and subscriptions. Subscriptions will allow you to get a scroll as well. Bits. Scrolls are this beautiful box here. This right here.
Yeah, scroll.
So these scrolls have modifiers that are randomly assigned during the game. The higher the donation value, the higher chance this modifier could be deadly or exciting or dooming to certain characters. But we have those. If you do subscribe, you'll get to get one of the scrolls as well, drawn for the party. But below me is our hype boss. So the hype boss is ticked away slowly as we have the stream go along based on whoever follows and likes and donates and whatnot. And the person who kills the hype boss becomes a new hype boss. So it's a battle amongst chat.
Hey, boss.
Good luck. Have fun.
It's coming in 2d20 minutes.
Do we roll
2d20
the d20s
minutes.
or do you roll?
I'm sure they're rolling the d20s.
24 minutes.
24 minutes. In
That's a
24
nat
minutes.
You used
I
the
did.
Used your nat
d20
20 for that.
Oh, she used
It's
her
just
nat
warming
20.
up. It's warming up.
Well, so we've got that. Now we also have some sponsors here. You'll see across the top, we do have, how are they laid out?
I have caffeinated
Caffeinated
Caff-
Cobalt.
So Caffeinated Cobalt is our newest one.
Marsha.
Blacksmith right there.
Blacksmith Craft Dice,
It's right
who's been with
right
us since
From me.
quite close to the beginning. And we have one other, Critical Treasure.
Treasure is like here.
Right there. All right.
Yeah.
So these are sponsors that are helping us out, promoting us a little bit. We're also promoting them. The nice thing, though, is if you keep an eye on our Instagram, which you'll see up at the top right of your screen, we're going to be doing some giveaways with all three of these sponsors here in the next couple weeks because September 21st, we get back to the main storyline of Here Be Dragons. So,
Tune on.
the main storyline, September 21st, some giveaways leading up to that. I
This
guess.
was the main storyline.
This is Bigsby.
It is
Bigsby, this
Bigsby.
is your
You are-
main
you are-
storyline.
okay.
This is your main storyline.
Okay,
You are the
shoot.
hero of your story. Poor McCall J. He's not the hero.
No, the farmer or whoever.
What?
And the guy who saved you.
But
The ranger?
He's the hero of your story.
We invite Jared to the set,
He breaks it.
and he's knocking it all over. It's all right.
I'm in for life pointed out that the derailing is good.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, is that a normal thing, or is it like because I'm here?
It's
is
your
that
fault.
is it like
I
just
was gonna
transferring
say,
over?
this is
Austin's been gone for a while too.
Yeah.
So we must do it pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we're doing all right on time. We're only
Oh,
7
no,
minutes
no.
into our show time.
That's great. We got
we've had
another
some tech
20.
errors. We've had some derailing, but I
Let's
think
talk about our sponsor that doesn't know they are. You
You whom?
whom?
Bigsby takes 15
You
points
what?
of damage.
Hold up, I think I should be able to do a con check first.
All right. We will be starting off our story.
You take 15 points of
You
damage.
take 15
It's
points.
alright.
Bigsby starts off the story dead.
I have
Just
passed
kidding.
away.
Just kidding. You don't have to take that damage.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
As night falls and everyone is laying, sleeping in their beds, our dear little Kreslin is sitting wide awake. His first big adventure out into this wide, wide world of craziness and mayhem. And above his head, a little purple ball, glowing, floats. And it's new to him as he's stared off into the darkness. This purple ball twirls and spins and floats above his head and kind of moves into the room of the inn that he's staying. And it gets a little bigger and pulses. And through it, a voice. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me over there? Hello?
Oh my! Yes. What is this?
Ah, this is a portal. A device that will transfer beings and,
I know what
other
a portal
things.
is.
Oh, okay. So, just, I can't see you, so I don't know who you are. Please, could you tell me how tall you are?
I am approximately.
Refers to character sheets.
don't know.
Look at my sheet here. Find it. I'm not a tall man. I'm 2 foot 5 inches.
Oh, that is, perfect. Are you willing to go on an adventure?
I mean, sure.
All right.
Like, do I need to prepare anything?
Do you have your things ready and on hand?
I mean, sure. It's in this bag.
Sure. Well, please grab what you need. An adventure awaits to you, sir, on the other end of this portal.
Creston will scoop up his bag, but he'll also take the pillow
Perfect.
from the inn. like picture a 7-year-old going to a sleepover.
Yes.
And that's, but one of the pillows is with the dead, mismembered arm, like just hanging.
All right.
It's like, I'm good to go.
All right. When you're ready, please just step forward and walk towards the thing floating in front of you. I think it's purple or green or something.
Creston doesn't really walk towards it as much as just like we're going.
All right. As Kreslin bolts towards it, the portal opens up just to his size and envelops him. And as he makes his way through, it grabs slightly to his shoe and he feels it, but the shoe doesn't come off, as if it were perfectly timed, just barely, for a man of his size.
Oh.
Meanwhile, in a stumble-on inn an island away, it is evening, and dinner was just finished, and a crew that had a weird experience with, let's just say, shape-changing beasts in the forest was still talking over their evening. The dragonborn that was with them had disappeared.
Into an alley.
He went down an alleyway and then disappeared. As quickly as he showed, he just went off on his merry way. But the door swings open, and our dear friend Rogar walks in from his little hiatus.
Do you all ever notice how many dragonborns there are all around here?
I've never thought of it, but you are right. Hello, Rogar.
That's what I meant. Hello.
Hello again, Bixby.
And yes, there's actually a clan living to the northwest. That's why I'm staying this close by.
Oh,
It would seem there is some sort of danger afoot.
dangerous foot. Is it a left foot or a right foot?
This one is both feet.
Dun dun dun.
The bartender leans over. Would that be danger of feet then? That doesn't sound right. But, welcome back, sir. I've got a beer poured for you. And he sets a beer down.
Very good.
And just as the crew finally makes their way back together, a little purple ball starts floating next to the table. And you hear...
This is the night before I've picked up my weapons, right?
Yeah.
Darn. Okay, I'll grab a table knife.
You hear a screaming, but more of a joyful screaming coming through as our dear friend Kreslin is flying through this portal. And he gets ejected onto the table right next to everybody, holding his pillow and his bag.
It's a portal.
The portal closes up behind Kreslin with a little at the end.
How did you do that?
It's a portal.
I know what it is, but
Know what a portal is?
Yeah, we know what a portal is. Why would anyone not know what a portal is? This is a world filled with magic, after all. Our whole thing was about portals just earlier today.
I didn't hear you come in, son. Do you need anything to drink?
Taking assessment. What time? Like I left. It was night.
It was night. It looks like it's a couple hours difference.
Okay. This one ale, please, as big as you got.
All right, I'll send it out.
Are you sure?
Positive.
what's your name?
I'm Kreslin Burrowdrought.
Rosalind, nice to meet
Yes,
you.
yes. That was a portal I've come through.
We know what portals are.
It
We
promised me.
covered that.
It promised me adventure.
It talks to you?
Yeah, yeah. So
That's where it gets interesting, actually. I've not heard of a talking portal. How about you, Mick? Me neither.
You would make good with
Yeah, we've already discussed it.
As the discussion is happening, the bartender walks up and just kind of eyes you all over and shakes his head, sets a large stein down next to Kreslin that stands almost half his height, and nods to him, and he goes back behind the bar.
I exercise the skill that I'm becoming more attuned to, and through shape water, just bring curly cue it up, and is this?
Sorry,
He's-
I'll let him
he's-
do that.
He's like making eye contact.
Oh, he's swirly strawing his beer right now.
That's one way to do it.
Adventure.
That's actually rather impressive.
Yeah, I like that. That's... You do that. you do.
I can make plants grow, but I can't really make water move. At least not today.
As you're all talking, the door to the inn opens, and one of the hunters that the three of you on the left side of the couch had encountered the day prior steps in. All right, the forest is a bit more clear, but there's still activity of beasts. I'll need you on your best tomorrow. Get some rest.
Were they real beasts or people pretending to be beasts?
There were a lot of real beasts, and there was a few that
The wrong
changed.
color? Oh.
Yes, but I'll need you on your best tomorrow. Get some rest. Have an extra pint if you need, if that helps you, but in the morning we'll collect you, and we will discover what's happening in the forest.
You know what helps me sleep at night?
He turns around and walks off before you can talk to him any further, and you're left with your new portal friend, your dragonborn who's just returned, and a mission for the morning.
You got a room for this, dude?
Got my own pillow.
Brought his own pillow.
Yeah, I've got
comes
another
with the
room
discount.
upstairs. There's just one at the end. He can take it.
All right. Cool. I'll go outside then. With Mick.
You said you went outside?
That's where I'll sleep. Oh. I have a hammock out back.
He does.
I do. It's a nice little clearing. But right before I go to bed, I use my bell of pasture and I clang it, and all the foliage grows up around me to create like this nice little cocoon where I can't be seen as much.
All right.
I want to, like, before I go to bed, I'm gonna walk outside. Maybe, how close is it into the forest?
The forest is about 7,500 feet up the road a little ways.
Okay, I was gonna like try and go up there. Is it night?
It's just past dusk, so there's very little light. coming
Okay,
from the
so
sky.
I was gonna go scout, like see if there was any tracks or
I mean,
anything.
you
But
could-
at this point, it's gonna be pretty dark.
Yeah, you can see like forest outlines, people moving amongst like the edge of the forest, but you won't be able to see much unless you want to go out with a torch.
Yeah.
You just got back.
No, I should have some in my bag. I think I'm gonna do that.
You're gonna just come back,
I'm actually
split the party, fold along.
no, because then you're not gonna see much with the torch. Nah. Let's go. I'll just go to bed. I'm not gonna try and scout anything.
Hopping off the table, moving towards
Yeah.
the aforementioned room. I just look at the first tall person I see that's an adult.
Because there are taller people than you that are child.
What town is this? Where am I?
You don't know where you're all, lad. This is Dragonspire.
Dragonspire.
Where
Yeah.
were you earlier?
In another town.
Also known as Glamstock.
Glamstock.
On the island of Bright Dawners.
I was on an island.
Well, son, you are on an island still.
How good.
Let's hope you're not from one of the other islands, because the ships are all, not sailing today. Do you need to get home?
I mean, I don't have a home, really.
Way to bring that up.
Shouldn't Mom and Dad be worried?
Oh, my mom died years ago.
Way to bring that up. This is Dungeons and Dragons. We all have tragic backstories.
I just go give him a big hug.
I mean,
Like I bend down.
it's like, oh, it's okay.
You come up to my knee.
Maybe it's more pick him up.
Yeah, pat him.
Yeah.
Whisper in her, accidentally killed me, da.
Alright.
Just a bundle
Time
of
for bed.
emotions.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Look what you did.
And with that, we're done for tonight. As the rest of the pub starts to empty out, the kitchen, you hear some cleaning happening and some prep for the morning of breakfast. All of you may return to your rooms, you may hang out outside. We already have...
Do I still have a room?
You do have a room.
Okay.
You were only gone one evening.
Right. Okay.
Bedtime.
Bedtime.
No.
Good night's rest, interrupted slightly here and there with a howl in the distance.
I'll play a bit of my piccolo before we go to bed, just
Alright.
to create a nice soothing area.
That's it.
You get 8 bars.
That's it. I've stayed under the maximum. Nope.
No!
It's my 8 bars.
I don't think that's how it works.
What you
I'm not taking bars.
Alright,
just
just making
drinking
sure.
bars.
Before
Just drinking
I
bars.
go upstairs, I'm gonna wander over to the bar.
Okay.
And then, is there anyone there?
The bartender keeps peeking his head back in from the kitchen. He's cleaning up for the night.
Is there anyone else there, or just him?
No one else.
Yeah.
Okay, so does he see me?
He sees you kind of milling about, but
Bad bone.
If you want to roll a stealth to kind of hide away some intention, you may. Do you want to get his attention?
Uh-oh.
What is...
We're gonna get kicked out.
Yeah, I'll just say, like, signal at him.
Alright. You signal at him as he peeks out. 1 minute! Comes bursting out with a couple towels on his arm and wiping down one of the large steins. Oh, what can I do for you?
Can I get one more?
Yeah. One pint?
Yeah.
Okay.
Comes in
And then,
punks.
Pulls a pint and sets it for you.
I have that paper with that cage on it.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna just be like, anything weird about cages around here?
He dries his hand off, picks up the paper. No, this is a child's drawing or something. Sets it down.
A child's drawing? How do you know that?
Would you draw a cage in the middle of a paper and just leave it at that?
I guess I would. And then I just take it and I put it back in my.
Alright.
I take my drink
Okay.
upstairs.
Sleep.
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 So the good night's rest, mildly interrupted by a howl here and there in the forest.
Wasn't me.
But it might have been McKelJ.
No, he's a fox, not a wolf.
Sorry.
No.
That was a sad.
The next morning,
I mean, we all wanted to make the joke.
Yeah, we
the next morning,
No, we didn't.
there's food being prepared. And as those of you in the inn start to smell it as you wake up, you notice that there is meats and breads ready to go. And you begin to emerge from your rooms and you see that there are plates set for the lot of you.
Now that is complete.
There are a lot of us.
Good
Off-
to be back in civilization.
Off in the corner, as you all are coming down the stairs, you do see the one hunter. He's sitting there enjoying his morning pint, just watching the table, spinning a knife on the table, catching it, doing his own thing, waiting for you to eat and catch up.
I'm gonna eat really quick. I'm gonna look at the hunter and everyone. I'm gonna be like, look, I got a quick errand. Gotta go pick up some stuff. BRB
What
means
does that mean?
Bigsby. Right back.
He nods at you and motions to the door. You ladies, did you fill in your new companions with what happened yesterday, or were they fighting the fight elsewhere?
He was elsewhere. I don't know where. Glamstock, you said?
Through his mouth. It was a portal!
They were with us.
Glamstock, you say? Your Dragonborn friend was not with you, was he?
Nor
You
was
can't
Preston.
really miss him.
You had a different Dragonborn.
Yeah, a red one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But, this wee hopper over here is, new. And he said Glamstock? Son, when did you come from Glamstock?
Hey, 8-9 glasses ago?
And how did you get here from Glamstock?
Climbs up on the table, just yells, "It was a portal!
Oh,
Put that to rest!"
I won't ask any further questions, as your appearance here is interesting, to say the least.
Don't ask too many questions.
Bigsby, as you run out across the road and down to the blacksmith, you see a nice bound set of scimitars with a little note on it that says Bigsby. And then as you grab the scimitars and open the note, it says, "Sorry, I can't be here this morning. Good luck in your fight."
So, all right. I put on the scimitars with the pretty shininess.
And the nice leather.
The nice leather harness.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is not. You like that, Nick? I mean, it's like.
Oh man, you talk to yourself a lot, don't you?
It's not.
No.
Just me in real life.
Nathan Andrusek talks to himself a lot, doesn't
Does
he?
he?
Yeah.
I like to talk to myself ad nauseum.
See, I wasn't asking you. All right. As you return to the inn, the hunter is now standing in the door waiting for you as he's watched you toy with your new weapons a bit. You lot ready?
Always.
Okay.
And then some.
Well, as you fought yesterday, some beasts, we do have another to take care of at the edge of the forest, and I think it's up to you lot, and not mine.
Why is that?
Oh, you'll see when you get there.
Okay.
Just up the road. You know where the forest's at. Just listen for the screeching.
Screeching.
Similar screeching to what we might have heard yesterday?
No,
Okay.
a bit different. But you'll know it when you hear it.
I'll saddle up.
You saddle
If
up.
someone's in trouble, then we must be off.
Well, come on, you lot.
Alright.
I'm taking off down the road. Where's it going?
I'm just not convinced this guy is just shrugging off his job on us.
Well, he had a long night.
Like
We had a
100
long
years.
Yeah, you're just bailing up.
He's
the
just
road,
going.
Yeah.
Cress is
Just saying.
just in the courtyard, just like looking around. He's like, forest, maybe that way.
And then, as you're just wandering around, the hunter goes and points up the road, stares Kreslin down, and kind of motions you up the road, like, "Forest is that way, son."
Ah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Very good,
Are,
thank you.
are you sure you're fit for what's ahead?
I'm fine.
All right.
I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, players, what do you see?
24 minutes later.
$10
tip.
$10 scroll.
$10
That is the red, huh?
No, that's a green.
Oh, the green.
Ooh.
I think.
I'm ready.
What's
I
that?
think this
It's that
was
real
the first
POTUS.
This is the
It is.
first.
It
yeah.
was my roll.
He is the high boss right now.
All right.
Yes.
POTUS is the hype boss
we do
now.
have a few new
Hype
follows.
boss!
So,
from
POTUS,
Ice Wizard,
POTUS.
Ice Weasel, roll for damage.
Yeah.
As the hype boss, because this is new, hype bosses get to assign.
I'm cautious.
Hype bosses will get to assign a free Nat 20 for use to any player of their choice.
What?
Hype boss,
It's a nap.
That's fun.
one Nat
Hello,
20.
just got
Oh, I love
Nice.
POTUS.
He knew if he said Nathan Andrusek it would be too
it.
confusing.
It's so.
Scott Denuzo, I saw you out there.
All right. So,
Quick shout out. I think Bigsby was trying to
What?
not successfully shout out. We got a handful of new follows that
Yes.
we want to recognize. We got roll for
Damage.
Roll for damage.
roll for damage.
Damage.
Yeah.
Damage.
Electric Weasel
Yeah, roll for
and
damage.
Ice Wizard. Thanks for
Yes.
joining us.
And we've had a few subscribers that have
Yes.
happened because, you know, we announced it a few places. We want to call out that we've got XPhoenix777, Brutal Deluxe, and The Real POTUS are all subscribers.
Thank you.
So again, you can subscribe to us. You can also use your free Amazon Prime subscription if you haven't given it away to somebody else. Sad day.
You get one every month.
You do.
Just saying.
So feel free to give that our way or to someone else you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have a scroll incoming. Let me get a D4.
That's a 4.
That's a 4.
The scroll.
Okay.
Right.
DMs.
Before you, can I clarify, the nat 20, is that just on my next?
The Nat 20 you get to use when you want to use it.
Okay.
Because people have to fight to become the hype
Yeah.
boss.
I'm just,
And they have to fight to keep it. So, the Deity of War. A bonus player attack.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's another D6. Skip to 6. 6
Yeah, I'll do a 6. It goes to a low one as well.
Oh my goodness.
She's stacked.
You get a bonus attack to use whenever you wish. POTUS is just like dishing out gifts and they're all hitting a low end.
Bonus nat 20 if you wanted to.
You have a basically a bonus crit
Mhm.
at any point, anywhere.
so I
Yeah.
have 2 20s essentially.
That's
No.
a super powerful
No.
hype boss.
It is a super powerful.
Yeah, it
And
is.
then
not
nat
hype
20, and then you can take an extra action.
We
You can
get
take an
that
extra
later.
attack.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm
I
okay with
won't.
that.
Down with the
What?
hype boss. What is his HP at?
Long
1,000?
live the high boss.
He's holding pretty high right now.
All right.
We'll see where it goes.
All hail
Take him down. You can be the hype boss next.
It's got 1,220.
All right. Here we go. So,
Alright, to the forest.
as you are now all finally heading
you
up
heading
the,
to the forest?
to the
Yeah,
forest,
just very slowly. 'cause-
Aloan feels a tingle down her spine that she now has some extra power to her briefly.
I feel infused.
In the distance, you hear
Question, does it sound like a bird of prey?
somewhat,
Okay.
but
I'm rather
it
surprised
sounds
it's right.
it sounds a bit more bestial than that.
Are we on the same road we were on yesterday?
Hmm. That goes along the edge of the forest, and you guys had dove into the forest fairly
We went
quickly.
in and this time we're going around.
You're following up the road because you were told to go up the road. You see a couple hunters that just kind of wave you down and kind of throw a thumb over their shoulder, like keep going.
Oh no, don't worry, guys. We got it. I look at them like,
I'm not sure.
I'll stare him right in the eyes as I waddle past in my
you're like,
not working left arm and
I
just
want
swing it.
to take a moment, like if there's a hunter like being like, oh no, it's up there. I just want to be like, why are you not going? If you hear there's something wrong, why are you fleeing?
Oh, we know it's up the hill. It doesn't do so hot against thieves. And he pulls his bow out, and he pulls his quiver out, and it's empty. See, I ran out. Good luck.
Well, there you go.
Told you, lazy hunters.
Also, we just got
I'm
the
gonna-
idea that we can't use our bows.
can I do an Arcana
I got that.
on the Screech to see if I can identify it?
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm gonna give him
While they're doing that,
5 arrows and say, come with us.
He shakes his head and accepts the 5 arrows and follows behind at a
Yes.
distance.
while they're doing that, I'm gonna take these 10 minutes to use my ritual for speak with animals.
All right.
So I searched through my in-depth book knowledge because my real-world knowledge is
Yeah.
quite lacking.
Street smart 0.
Uh,
Book smart.
And I come up with a 19 on an Arcana check.
Oh.
As you dig through the book that was in your bag, you go through and you find the Screeches section, which you've never read before. And,
By Robert Q. Screeches.
Screech.
Yeah.
yeah.
and
Screech.
it's
Yeah.
a section that outlines
Saved by the Bell
the
section?
various beasts and the howls, screeches, yelps they make. And it's written in what looks to be cryptic language, but as you start reading it out loud, you realize that you're making screech sounds, and you go through a few of them, and then you get to one, and as you make it, you stop cold, and you realize it sounds like a very young dragon.
He's, hey, it's like I want a baby you out there. I mean, it's a dragon. You're like a big dragon.
I'm riding Mick, and I'm like, whoa.
There's a wee dragon out there.
Well, maybe we should
That's that
go quiet.
screeching.
And do you have experience with dragons then, little tiny man?
Stares down at his boots.
I look up. No, not live ones.
This shall be your first lesson then, little tiny man.
You hear some
I mean, you've
continued
seen half of them
screeches.
before.
Yes.
And as you hear one of the screeches, you see some flames kind of burst up above the trees, about 100
Not the
feet,
trees.
200 feet
Red
down.
dragon.
All right. Well, this could get tricky. How far away was it?
About 150 to 200 feet down is what you assume.
Oh, okay. So they're 30 yards away.
Is the dragon?
That's where we saw
Well,
the
that's
flames.
where
Oh,
you
that's
saw
right.
the flames burst out. It's
Okay.
so if you're looking down the road curves off to your right, and there's another little patch of trees, and it was in that patch of trees that you saw some of the flames shoot up.
Road is
Alright.
curving. Okay.
I'm gonna say, hey everyone,
Everyone who can sneaky sneak.
Oh, now what can I sneak?
Let's
I
just
can.
go ahead really quick. Another 90 feet or so.
Alright. As we start to go though, can I grab one of my arrows and do... I need to do a check on it, but I don't see
Alright.
what I want to do. I want
Alright.
to see if
Okay,
if
okay.
anything happened to
So
it.
you reach into your bag and you pull an arrow that comes out with a little snap, and it feels unlike the arrows you put in your bag.
Mhm.
And you pull it forward, and the arrow is a ornate wooden arrow with a spiral up it, and then a very hard, smooth stone tip. But not the arrows that you had put in your bag the night prior.
Speaking of smooth stones.
Yes, there are some stones
Great.
around.
I'm gonna
You
grab
may.
them.
All right,
Magic stones.
perfect.
I'm gonna draw a sword.
Draw a sword. All right.
With a 24 stealth check.
24 stealth check.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Wow.
I forgot
It's a
what
natural 20 on that one.
I'm riding Mick, so I gotta play it that way again.
Yeah, I'll
Ah.
roll him a
What is
stealth.
Mick? Is he a horse? Is he a stealth? What is he?
He's a fox.
He's a large fox.
His name is McCall J.
Alright.
6.
Don't come at me
6
like
for your
that.
stealth. Were you
Cool,
wanting to
fox.
stealth up with them then?
I
Okay.
have
Okay.
I say, just think about it.
Yeah, no, I'm
He's like, no, I got it. 22 for Mick.
All right. The counts
He's
are
a
both.
riding fox. They're about the size of a mastiff.
21.
So, I can look
Alright.
eye to eye.
All of you are stealthing up, and you get to the edge of the trees, and just as you're about to step in, Rosalind lets out an enormous sneeze,
Oh,
and you hear the dragon roar out and shoot flames through the trees on either side of your group, but not where you're at. You could tell the dragon is about 25, 30 feet from here. You guys have made it about 75 feet. It's a bit closer than you expect. The trees are fairly dense here to get to this
we
dragon.
don't see.
You don't see it because there's a big patch of trees and it shot to the like openings
And
to
is
either
it
side.
like seagull bombing? Like,
No,
as
it
we were
seems
just
to be
kinda-
it seems to be on the ground.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna say like, alright everyone. Look. I'm a ranger. Give me just a moment with this, alright?
I'm a ranger here too. The
Oh,
That's
right.
sixth guy behind.
Gave him arrows.
Here's your arrows back. As you see, there's a dragon in there, and dragons are.
it's just a wee
How
dragon.
big is he?
Yeah.
Is it a bit like... Look. I understand how tall I am. How many me's is it?
3.5 is my height.
Mm.
You're tall.
It's let's say, sir, it's about
Said no one.
6 of you tall. So good luck. It's a young dragon, but it's hanging out in there having fun.
Cool.
It seems to be waiting for something or someone, and it's very territorial. So
Cool.
again, here's the arrows. Please take them. He shakes them in his hand a little bit.
I'll take
um,
them. And
I-
kind of.
I'll bring the boys in case you do need some hand. They're probably all getting some food. We've been up since the crack of dawn, and
Why don't you just bring a couple clerics?
all right.
Just in case.
I'll see if I can scrounge a few of those up.
Wake them up, ring the bell, whatever it is.
Okay, he's backing away from you
Awesome.
guys, and he's like continuing conversation. And at one point, he just kind of gives you a little salute and bolts the other way.
Wonderful. Now I'm the only ranger.
A little cut off your card?
Nope. No,
No?
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Alright.
I'm gonna sneak up there.
Like you did with the owlbears?
Look, that one went poorly. But if I let everything that went poorly stop me from trying it again, where would any of us be really? Wisdom. Should I be topping that wise?
Yes.
Yeah, +3.
Yeah, you can do that.
So, I'll go up there. First off, I'll see why it's grumpy, if it's just territorial or what. Then I try to communicate with it and say, chill your beans. Then, if
Do you
that doesn't
speak
work,
dragon?
I can
Oh, that's a
use
question.
through sounds and gestures. I can communicate simple ideas to a beast as an action.
I can
Wait
speak with
a-
animals.
I can speak Draconic.
Oh yeah.
So.
So we're not all staying.
Then
Bye.
by all means,
Yeah.
walk ahead.
Well, this could end very poorly.
Exactly.
Well, all right.
You can join to avoid the almost dead crew.
Right. Are you going in? You heading around one of the edges that flame just burst?
We're gonna stealth it again.
Is forward an option?
Forward is kind of an option if you want to push through the trees, but it gets you in a really sticky situation if fire comes your way.
I mean,
Because it's dense right
I'm
there.
gonna go to
I
the
mean,
right.
it might be less dense if you attract some flame to that area and it burns
Sure.
down.
Clear it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm seeing
Right.
where there's.
Get rid of the underbrush. I'm going to the right.
I will follow.
What if you go to the left and make a lot of really big noise?
Then we
See
have
which-
crispy dragon.
Isn't that the point at the end no matter what?
No, I've heard.
Another scream and some flames go up above.
I'll go to the right. I don't know where you're all going.
Okay, so we
I'm
have
street.
road, trees,
Mhm.
clearing on the other side. He's going this way.
Yep.
I'll go. I'll start going to the left. I'm gonna try and circle wide because
Mhm.
he said it was territorial.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna try and avoid, like, if he's
Yep.
claimed this spot.
All right. As you both enter, the dragon first sees the wolf mustache combo, and then sees the dragonborn. Focuses in on the dragonborn, looks at the mustache and tilts his head.
Did you just
Back off! And then starts speaking dragonborn.
Okay.
Where's my master? Have you seen him? What have you done with him? I must have him back. And this is a red dragon, a young dragon, but he's got a glowy, smoky-esque to his face, eyes, and mouth. Not like something's on fire, but more deeper, scarier death smoke.
Ooh, that death smoke.
Death smoke. You know,
It's
the one that comes
a
in boxes
never
and you can light it up.
mind
Yeah. You wanna buy some death sticks?
Thank you, everyone. We're Death Smoke.
And there it is. That is the name for this crew, Death Smoke.
Wow.
Good dragon. You are the only dragon that we have seen. Who is your master and how did you lose him?
My master, he landed here and he's about town. We've been flying for days and I don't know what he wants of us, but this is my first flight out and people were shooting at me and I must protect.
Protect what exactly?
He looks down and there's a few arrows stuck into his chest. Well, myself, of course.
And who is your master? How might we find him?
He went to town. He's a wizard, and he's been doing his wizardry craft here. Creating portals and summoning things. It's all in
I
Draconic.
speak with animals.
It's all in Draconic.
It's Draconic.
You may speak with bears, lions, tigers,
Oh
moose,
my!
chickens, the common household mouse, rats, snakes.
I've tried that actually. I talked.
Swallows.
I can
Phoenix?
swallows.
Does it work
Both
with Phoenix?
European.
No,
and
they're snooty. They don't
Unicorns?
care to talk. No, neither of them. They speak common usually, but
Good.
no, griffins they're not in these parts. But
Now
he
we
speaks
know
to
that
you.
Griffins aren't around here.
Well. We will keep the area clear, and we will look for your master.
What is it you want with my master?
Well,
Everyone's looking for him and trying to kill me.
well, you want him, so if we bring your master to you, will you leave these people in peace?
I do what my master says, and I will leave the people. I will burn the people. I will do what he wants, as my dragonkin have in the past. And you notice as he turns, there is a small riding harness on his shoulders.
Any loose scales anywhere?
There are a couple where the arrows had shot in like his front shoulders, and then there is a tear in one of his wings where it looks like an arrow had gone through it.
Can I do detect magic? I understand that the dragon is magical.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use it to confirm or deny a suspicion that it's dead or undead.
Right.
Where am I?
Basically, I'm looking for the necromantic.
You can
I know where.
cast that.
Yeah.
Where did that suspicion come from?
He's always thinking something
Presidential
like I'm not alive.
suspicion. Oh, that's true. Actively disbelieve.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a.
It's a check. You wanna roll for it?
I mean, it's just a.
He
spell.
cast detect
Yeah.
magic.
Oh,
spell,
detect magic.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You
I just want to know if there's a.
Yeah. You
Necrotic.
don't
Yeah.
notice
as a
necrotic,
necromancer.
but you do notice. Well, you don't notice necrotic about him, but you do notice necrotic like protection on
Okay.
him, and that kind of goes with the smokiness about him. As he opens his mouth, though, however, you do see where one might have seen the drawings of the flame sacks. You see one flame sack that glows necrotic, and the other flame sack doesn't glow anything.
Cool. Keep that for
Learning.
myself.
Dragon
Keep it
anatomy.
inside.
Right?
Would I have noticed that the dragon was hurt?
You would have noticed from where you're at potentially an arrow sticking out of its chest. As it moved its wings, you might have seen a little tear in one of them. But, I mean, wings are always a bit tattered and torn if they've gone into battle.
Mr. Dragon?
I said back off, he speaks to you.
I was wondering if you would like a couple good berries.
I don't accept anything from you.
Cool. Cool.
He kind of eyes your back and looks down at the dog. You're one of those rangers.
Look, I'm in a class all my own. I don't really think we should lump me with them. We should lump me with no one. Because I'm Bigsby Loofaloo. Ranger of one. With a fox. So that's
At that
two.
moment, he turns and he opens his mouth, and you see a bit of flame boil up. And
Evasion!
you may evade.
I said it out loud to signal Mick. Because whenever I say
All right.
evasion, we jump in opposite directions.
Okay. So you need to roll
Calling out
dexterity
an
for both.
ability.
Is it a dex
It's like
save?
dexterity.
It'd be a dex save would be.
So 16 for Bigsby. And then Mick gets a 16 as well. We're so in sync.
You both jump out of the way perfectly as flame bursts right between and scorches a line right where both of you were standing.
Dragon doesn't want help!
So seeing that, I have that enchanted arrow.
Mhm.
I've seen the other arrows, but I know that this one's a little different. So I'm gonna test it and shoot. I assume that like most dragons, you have soft spots.
There's thinner scales across the chest where
Yeah.
other arrows had pierced.
Yeah. So that's where I'm gonna aim mostly. And
You gonna aim or are you gonna take fire?
Huh?
Are you gonna take fire right now? Or are you just gonna aim it?
No,
Okay.
She's shooting.
I'm shooting the arrow. So.
Oh gosh, I mean, I was still gonna leave the dragon.
Yeah, it's a 19. Because I rolled a 12. So it's a 19.
All right.
Hi, push the fisherman
Hey,
hat over.
push!
Welcome. You fire the arrow and you see that it flies without any wobble or waver. And you realize that this is a +1 arrow.
Well.
It flies and sticks right into the chest of the dragon next to the other arrows, and he roars up and shoots some fire up into the sky, and is now angry, and he comes down and he stares at the dragonborn, and he puts his head down and his mouth opens and you see it start to glow. I do need you all to roll initiative.
No.
I didn't attack it.
I'm still hidden in the forest.
Darn.
Yeah, you still need to roll initiative for when you show up. We can pass you, but
Kreslin made it contagious.
Whoa.
Kreslin made it contagious. We're just breaking the set here. Nothing is nailed down. It's all temporary
You
every
should
week.
definitely nail it down.
Yeah, we're playing on that.
You should get Quigley in here, and then you'll learn.
Yeah, we'll send out the invite and give him an address in Long Beach.
Also, you should do that because it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, you're welcome to join. And Jared Hoy's on the show that day too. We're in Long Beach. Don't listen to what Jared says. But,
Venice.
Venice.
Italy.
Venice, Italy. All right, we're gonna go here with Bigsby Lufalu.
Bigsby Lufalu
Your initiative, sir.
has a 14.
Blowin.
It's a 24.
Dang. I have McCall J separate. Would you like him to be on your turn or separate? Did you roll for him?
I did roll for him.
All right,
I'm
what does
gonna
he
have
have?
him. He's got an 8.
An 8. Okay. Rogar.
7.
Oh,
Rosalind.
ouch.
18.
18.
Oof.
And why is my Kreslin not showing up here?
Ouch.
2 seconds. I gotta put Kreslin in my turn
Not
order.
even,
Can I
not even in
clarify
the
something?
thing.
Yep.
The +1 on my arrows, is that to hit or to damage?
Be both.
Oh, sweet.
Say, but we didn't even roll damage on that. Do you want to do?
I have to.
Yeah, we'll
I
roll
had to
damage
do
in just a second.
Initiative first.
Yeah. All right, Kreslin.
Yeah.
16, 1 6.
All right. And what is your health at? I don't have that reflective.
I have 20 hit points.
Perfect.
Oh.
I am to be level 3, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Because I can change it. I can go to like 12 right now.
You got a 12. You can do, as you pull out a 12 character sheet and you're like, all right.
I actually prepped this.
Here's
I
all my
got
spells.
sneak attack because he was.
A slay dragon.
That'd be really nice right now.
All right.
I'm about to get
Because you cause damage, you may roll for damage.
Okay.
We'll get your damage and then we'll get turn order started.
Remind me how to add the damage to my sneak attack.
It is
Roll your-
what right now?
It's 2d6.
Plus a. Oh, you're plus 2d6 at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, was there anyone?
Sneak attack is 2d6.
No one was next to him.
Wasn't
There's
he
no
next
one-
to
He was
Tom?
far enough away. He was
Yeah,
about 20
I was
feet out.
skirting wide, so I
Yeah,
would not be
he was
within
20,
5
30 feet out easily. So
Yeah.
And I didn't have advantage on him then? Or was he?
no, you didn't have advantage. I mean,
She was.
you could. I guess you could count it because you were sneaking and
Sometimes-
he
wait,
was
Is it the
speaking.
rogue thing where if they haven't attacked yet? Isn't
That's
that
a
thing?
particular.
It's a particular
archetype.
rogue tree. Yeah.
It's an archetype.
I will give you advantage because he was focused and talking to someone else. He was talking and you shot him while he was talking.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
You know, shot
Other-
in the back.
So it's the 2d6
Very
plus
powerful,
1
like-
of
Okay.
my damage modifier plus the plus 1.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Very rogue.
that.
Okay. So there's a 2 and a 5.
7,
7 plus 5
12,
plus 1.
13.
13 points of damage from that perfect
Bad luck.
spiral. Now,
Bad luck.
what you notice as you reach back in there is you have 4 more arrows than you had before, and they feel very similar. They're kind of stuck in your pack, just like the other arrows.
Y'all got a lot of things happening over y'all.
All right, let's talk about these
Hi,
things.
boss!
What?
Okay.
What?
What just happened?
Oh.
I'm in for life has given us $15. He would like to assign the scrolls.
Okay.
$5 for Kreslin,
All right, we'll draw a $5 for Kreslin.
and then a $10 scroll for Rogar as he looks down
Thanks, bro.
on Kreslin.
A $10
In
for
general.
$10 for Rogar.
I'm better than you.
Well, no, I
literally
literally
see.
looked down on
Literally.
you.
All right,
I'm
so
gonna be jumping.
we'll assign these. We'll assign these.
Wait. Green. That's
Green.
20.
This
White is
Red.
20. You need
Red.
a red. Red
Perfect.
is 5.
Red is 5.
Yes. Okay.
Christmas.
I'm in for life is also the.
Is now
Is
the
now
high
I'm-
boss.
Hi, boss!
I'm in for life. Which of our players would you like to give a nat 20 to?
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
The
right.
hype boss goes for Bigsby.
Oh,
Boom,
big
baby.
speed.
Nice, nice, nice.
Here we go.
Do you have a nat
You
20?
can use all those nat 20s for this dragon fight.
Yeah, because he's closest.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta fight a dragon. Might as well have some.
We weren't going to.
We're gonna do that.
I tried to.
So the red is 5. That's nice. The $5 for Kreslin goes to player gains immediate advantage.
Nice.
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 There you go. There you go.
Mark that down.
All right. And Rogars. Let's see here.
Player falls over.
Player falls over, dies. dies a painful
Player
death.
goes
Becomes paralyzed.
Dysentery.
Dysentery.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Deity of protection.
Thank you.
Plus 5 to your armor class
Oh,
for this
my
battle.
God.
Yes.
For the battle.
Did I ever write this
I
down?
am for life. You just saved mine.
No.
I think white was the $10,
It
but
might have been.
Might have
you
been,
just
but we are
you just
appropriate.
got-
That's my bad.
you just got
I never labeled
beautiful. It's all right. We'll
We
go
never
back.
used
We'll
the
go
ones
back
higher than The
through.
red. We only ever use the red.
We'll go back through.
A plus
Yeah. I
Well,
mean, for
that
life,
works
that
well.
was
What's your
Plus
AC
5
now?
to your armor
5.
class.
19.
You're a 19 armor
Well,
class
that's
for this
good,
fight.
You're the
You
same AC. I'm not even wearing armor.
I'm not either.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Oh, he meant for the base. The base.
All right. I'm going to start this battle.
You said I had 4 additional arrows.
You had 4 additional arrows that felt different. So you have 4 additional plus ones that are kind of stuck in your pack, like the one you pulled earlier.
But I had put all of them.
You have 4 additional arrows on top of what you had.
Okay, so they're all.
Those 4 are plus ones. You can mark them down separately.
But
This is where you might want to mark on a sheet or something for now, and you can reflect them
If
digitally.
he's attacking with fire, that's not most.
So I only have 4 of the enchanted ones.
4 of the enchanted ones for now.
In addition to regular
In
arrows.
addition to your regular arrows.
Slashing.
I'm in for
Fire.
life, just like
All right.
my favorite song this
Woo!
Eclipse over.
All right.
Poison.
Alolan,
No,
you
that's
fired.
Not red dragon.
I'm not red.
Do I get my nat 20 before or after rolling?
What?
Like, can I say, nope, it's a nat 20?
Oh, I see.
I would say
You can use it. You can use it
So I
whenever.
can roll
Oh.
first to see if I got
You can
the
use it
nat
whenever
20.
you want. You cannot use it, however, on a nat 1. That's not forgivable. You can use it on a 2.
That's fair.
Oh, I'll allow that.
Okay.
A nat 1 is a nat 1, but anything else can be turned into a nat 20 for
Right.
the wonderful price of becoming Bit Boss.
So you're gonna go crit fishing.
Great
What he's doing.
vision! Alright.
what he's doing.
Alolan fired the first shot, however, she is ready to fire another if she wishes.
That one was so successful. Is it my turn?
It is your turn. You are top of the turn order.
Okay, then yeah, I'll do it. And realizing the enchanted arrows, I'm gonna use that again.
Alright,
and
so-
I'm assuming I don't have advantage on this one.
No. As you grab that arrow, you feel it snap like it almost like detaches itself from this new quiver of yours.
Okay.
And you're able to use it.
snap.
Oh, snap.
Okay. Hang on a second. I'm gonna
Wait, you also have. What was the.
my net. I have a net 20.
She gets an extra attack, too.
She gets an extra attack. Yep.
So you're gonna use it. Okay.
In 3 attacks, Alolan took down the dragon all by herself.
And before anyone else could react.
I'm gonna go ahead and use that.
Alright, so you use your nat 20.
Oh, because that means
That's a crit.
Yeah.
So she's got an auto crit right there.
So it's 6
Dang.
plus my
Yes.
attack, right?
Yeah. So it's your full attack plus your base, or your rolled attack plus your base attack, and that gets.
So my
What'd you roll?
rolled is a 7.
So if you use the 20.
Well, it would be
Then you're-
8. It would be an 8.
Alright, and what's your base attack?
6. It's a d6.
It's a d6.
What did you
okay.
just roll
Because
on
then
the
it's
dice?
double.
I rolled a 2.
Oh,
Plus
Right.
5 plus 1.
2 plus 6 plus 1. Right?
No.
D6?
2.
What's your 5? How'd you get your 5?
Oh, sorry.
Because it's my modifier.
Oh, it's your-
So my-
it's your,
so I
She's
modifier.
rolled a
plus 5 to
2
damage.
Yep.
plus 5
Plus 1 to
one.
damage.
Plus 1 to your arrow.
So it'd be
So
7, 8. So it's 6 plus 8. So it's 14.
14.
Gotcha. Now,
You-
now I understand.
You let loose that arrow, and again, you take just a brief second to watch as it flies and almost hits the second arrow, or the first arrow that you'd fired, and
Hey,
pierces
Womack.
straight into the chest / shoulder of this dragon, doing 14 points of damage.
Yeah.
Rosalind, you are kind of in the brush outside somewhere, trying to figure out what to do next.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do.
All right.
I'm gonna
Shut
cast
up.
Moonbeam. Would you say this dragon takes up like a 20 by 20 space?
That's a big dragon.
10 by 10,
Well, it's
15 by
20 feet
15.
tall.
It's about 15
Dragons
by
aren't
15.
cute.
Okay,
Yeah.
You don't know how much he eats?
No.
He's a well-fed dragon.
It's also a kind
15
of
by
a
15.
wingspan.
I'm going to
I don't
center
imagine like a chibli
Moonbeam.
cube dragon.
All
in
right.
the
You
center.
have to draw that.
All right.
Of center.
Centering the center of the moonbeam to
Yes.
center on the center of the dragon.
Exactly.
Does a center of damage on the center of the dragon with the center of
Correct.
the moonbeam. Cool.
Yes, that's how.
Centrally.
Centrally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna need you to make a save.
A save.
I'm just gonna need you.
It takes 2d10 if it makes, or if it fails a what save? Just a general save?
Constitution, I believe.
Yep.
Yep. There it is. And my con save is a sum total of
2?
17.
Dang it. Okay, well you take half damage.
Half damage. So you roll 2d10 and then half it.
17.
Half that.
17.
8.
8? It goes low. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, it rounds down.
8 damage.
8 damage. The moonbeam does come shooting down on this dragon who wasn't expecting it, and it sears the scales ever so slightly in a sparkly moonbeam-esque light. Next, we have Kreslin.
That's me.
It is indeed.
The young adventurer Kreslin enters the fold.
I start gesturing with my good hand. And it's a very precise, as if learned from a book. Like I'm following the pattern.
yep.
My language drops into an abyssal speak, and gossamer wisps of blackened smoke and darkness swell around as I push forth and cast blindness on the dragon.
Blindness, huh?
So he or she, I don't know,
Don't screw this up.
gets to make a con save.
Con save.
Con
did one of those.
15.
24.
It's always that.
Okay, this dragon has really good constitution.
What's a dragon?
It's a dragon.
I think it's also low double digits both times.
Yeah, both times were double digits, yeah. Yeah.
Unless I can take that advantage and make it a disadvantage.
I don't know if that's a thing.
I don't know, that's a...
So then
No.
nothing. And then I salt back into the tree.
you sneak back into the trees. The dragon
Flip the page.
notices a little dark spot out of the corner of its eye, and then sees some darkness whiz past the front of its face. And by the time he looks over where he noticed the darkness, he notices that there's a little bit of the brush that had been shuffling. Like there's a small creature about the size of a raccoon
Must have been rabbit.
moving through the brush. Otherwise, he notices nothing about you.
What? The whole chat thing, like, knew. They were like, you're gonna screw it up.
Yeah.
Screwed up. They predicted. All right. Bigsby Lufalu.
Alright. Is he within 25 feet?
Bigsby Bath Scrubber.
Is he within 25 feet?
He's about 30 feet out from you, so you need to move a little bit if you want to do a 25 foot.
No, I was trying. That's all my movement, so I was just trying to get within range.
I mean, it does put you within 5 feet, so you can
Oh,
swing
so I
on
can
him.
still swing
Yeah.
with him? Alright. So I'm gonna
You can.
Hmm?
Okay. Nope. Go.
move within range.
Okay.
Weird.
It's Jared a raccoon.
Look, I'm a dual wielding scimitar.
A small raccoon stirring in the forest.
I see.
So I'm gonna run up with my new scimitars and be like, "Time to meet Slash and Dash, Draggy!"
Oh wow.
And I.
Pretty saucy over there.
Alright, so the first swing is a 14. I feel like that's not good for a dragon. And the other one is less than that.
All right. So you run up to this dragon and you're spinning the blades so precisely, but because they're new to you, they kind of twist into the center and clang as they're spinning, and you go to hit, and you just kind of like drop the blades right at the foot of the dragon, and you get one free, and you kind of slice up, and it just barely grazes the scales of the dragon, and you notice you didn't really get much power on that. You do no damage.
And now I say, Mick, who gets to run up and attack as well.
All right, he gets to run up and attack.
He's
on
gonna
your
run
turn.
up right next to me and bite at him.
All right.
The blue blazes dice.
Blacksmith crap.
Nope.
Save us.
Nope.
Blacksmith
but that's okay,
craft
'cause
dice
now
rolls
my
what I
dog is
need.
next to me.
All right.
That was what I really needed.
What did you end up rolling?
Another 14.
All right. He runs up and he sees you swinging the blades wildly, so he kind of skids to a stop as to not get sliced and diced. But fortunately enough, it's McCullj's turn.
Okay. McCulj is going to. You know what? He's gonna like jump up onto the dragon's back
All right.
and try and bite where the wing meets the body.
Okay. Can I get an acrobatics check to make sure he can get up there?
16 on the dice for his acrobatics, which is a +2. So
All right.
18.
So he does make it onto the back of the dragon.
All right, and there's an 18 to hit.
Hits.
Boom, baby. Boom, baby, Mick. Boom, baby. All right. A whopping 7 points of damage, but must make a DC 10 saving throw or be knocked prone. I mean, here's the thing is,
Did you make it? 11. barely survived that one. But
Just think about
seriously.
it. If that I did it story-wise, if Mick had grabbed it at its very like tender wing area, it might and like just like dragged it down, it might have been like, ouch!
I'm prone.
Or you hear a you hear a flat and you see a dog go flying. It does take damage, and as it does latch right into the base of the wing, the dragon does shift and shake a bit. I need Mick to make a dex save.
As in like saving throw?
Yeah.
So it's a 14.
All right. Mick does stay on, but he loses his grip and slides just a little bit away from the wing. So he is kind of on the hind haunches of the dragon now.
Great. What could go wrong?
I'm in for life. Was wondering if he's rated McCullj's.
For the people who weren't here, can you elaborate on McCullj's name?
Yes, so his name is McCulj. He is a fox. McCulj Fox.
I think that should do
There's
it.
a collective groan though.
Nope. Because the first time I brought it up, I just called him Mick, and when I called him McCulj, and everyone realised it was amazing.
I'm out.
Guys,
I'm out. There was not enough in there for this. But
I'm going back to the
and as quickly as Austin shows up, he does leave our group by Austin. You're better off. Rogar, sir, your first attack back here.
Okay.
Take it back.
Well, if
You have a 19 in your armor class. If you don't run up to this dragon with the two crazies.
Just don't get hit by them.
I was gonna stay back and attract attention and dodge, but no, somebody had to run in. So.
Yeah, obviously.
Yep. All right. Well.
McCulj should actually take moonbeam damage still.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, now hold up. This was on the center of the dragon. Where's the center of the dragon?
Right between his
That's
wings.
true.
Oh.
What if with the tail length being?
All right, so
Longer?
right where McCulj slid then, the center of the dragon. Even so, the moonbeam is, what, a 15-foot radius?
5.
5-foot radius, so it's a 10-foot circle.
10 foot safe around him.
Radius. Why do they switch between? They use both radius and diameter in their
I don't think they
verbiage.
say diameter.
I think they
barely
say
say
diameter.
diameter.
In 3.5, they definitely had both.
I don't think in five.
I think
it's
they've
just radius.
pruned it out pretty well, but there have been some homebrew stuff that has been diameter.
Gotcha.
So
Why would you not do? But just say
Pi
diameter.
r squared, bro.
Say diameter, so nobody has to do mathematics.
but the thing is, it's 5 in every direction
I feel
from
like
where
the
you
pi
center
radius
it.
is
So
easier for me to picture personally.
Well, me, I just threw.
I
my
prefer-
10 foot
I
across.
prefer
He's not that.
Alright,
10 foot
so-
across. Yeah.
So
You
Mick's
do.
got to make a con save.
Yeah.
Mike's got to make a con save.
Babe,
Come on,
can,
Mick, come on,
can you
Mick.
stop using Moonbeam?
I know,
it's
it
not.
keeps
No.
entering.
He
You've got a
gets
lot of
damaged.
people who are close
It
fighters.
is here. I put it in the center so you could attack it. He chose to jump on the back.
It's all right.
How else
It's
do
all
I
right.
avoid the mouth and the fangs if I'm not on the back of the dragon?
Tail?
So yeah.
Tail
The tail's
is a weapon.
pretty dangerous.
But just so everyone's aware, it's not just Rosalind doing deathly blows. Join us in season 2 because we do have a wild mage who nearly killed the party.
Yeah, we got a
Oh,
near
it's
TPK
fine.
from a player.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
fun.
that's
The
the thing.
DM
Yeah.
was smiling. The
That
DM
player
was
almost
smiling
killed
there.
other people.
Yeah, that
Looking at me, I
player-
was like, I didn't even do that yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
So I'm letting you know.
And as quickly as Kreslin joined this crew, he was booted back to the other island.
Let's wait until my 3rd episode.
Let's wait until the 3rd episode when this DM's not in the
Look,
seat.
Jay Womack, mathematics on the fly? Why? Like, I already got to add dice. Just
What-
tell me 10 feet.
What's your intelligence currently? What's your number?
0.
All right.
Well, it's not
But
minus
it-
one.
that-
18. Got you, bro.
Got you. Okay.
Yes, Jay Womack.
Rogar, please make your attack. You do have that +5 to your AC because of the
do.
gift.
You don't have a natural 20.
No, I don't. But because of the moonbeam, which is now going, do I have room to attack without hitting the moonbeam?
The moonbeam
have
is
5
like
feet.
just behind the shoulder blades of the
Okay.
dragon,
Okay.
so it ends about mid-neck, barely in behind the chest. So if you want, you can
Okay,
run up to
I
the
can-
chest.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can go down to the hind quarters and slice at the tail, but that's quite a hike for you.
No, I'm gonna go to the chest,
Okay?
and I have my long sword. I'm a rage. So starting my rage. And I will swing.
I mean, I don't want to call you out, but that's how you rage.
I'm gonna rage.
I'm gonna rage.
No,
Push his
that's
flag
actually
up
it's
on
funny
it.
you bring that up.
I mean, if that's your thing, it's cool too.
No.
Oh, and so these kids are
To
picking
be
on
fair,
me.
that would be a great barbarian.
There's a little kid
Like-
like.
I think there's something about the storyline.
Basically, I was
of
just beating
dragons
it
and
until all the
barbarians,
DAC
they go,
people
I think
got
I'm gonna
there.
rage.
Oh,
Polite
so
ragers.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're polite ragers. That's a good way to put it.
The barbarians at the stumble on in are polite.
I don't have any other stats,
Yes.
So I'm doing.
What you
Yeah.
going to do?
No.
Do it.
So seeing that he's about to get attacked, he act like the scales start to shift and they go darker and lighter. That's actually a flavor thing.
I suppose it would be advantageous to rage.
Oh, I think a cup of tea.
Right
Strokes
proper.
chin.
Puts monocle in,
Yes.
pushes it up a little bit.
I say.
These
Just
children
top
are
hat.
making fun of me here. I must rage, dear sir.
I think it's time to give them the cane.
Give him what for? I'd play that game.
The very polite barbarian.
So, his scales are going to shift in color.
Woo!
They actually go lighter, darker.
Okay.
And then, oh no! And he's got this.
Break
red
time's
helmet.
coming up. It's all right.
So.
This one's done.
It's a goner.
This one's done.
Yeah.
So, he's gonna yell and run for the dragon. Yes, swinging with the longsword, and I do have the dread helm, so his eyes are red.
Oh, that's the thing that.
Yeah. So
Cosmetics.
I got glowing eyes and
Yeah.
glowing scales and a glowing
It's
sword.
it's an IAP that came out with a book, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just not seeing the comments. Those are great.
It's all.
Chin-chin, old boy.
Chinchino, boy.
Okay. So I will have it's a soft 20.
Soft 20. All right. Hits.
Misses.
Misses incredibly. Comes back at you.
And okay, just making sure I got all my ducks in a row. I do have ducks.
The druid
Have
is
you not heard them
jealous.
quacking this whole time?
Is that what that is? Thought that was important.
Your pool
Okay.
quacked.
Yeah. So. 7 plus, that's 13 plus 2 is 15. But Dragonborn don't particularly like dragons. It's a whole history thing. So I'm actually gonna go do a frenzy,
Oh, history.
and I'm gonna do a second melee attack as a bonus action while raging.
All right.
So he's gonna swing and then swing again.
All right. So you did 15 in the first swing.
And he just was really pissed on that one, and he got a 7.
You missed on that.
Yeah.
What's going on in chat?
Apparently, we are
I'm just
imagining
responsible.
Rogar as a scaly, long-snouted face with a monocle and a chain, shaking his fist.
As you
That's
run
amazing.
to the dragon
Mm-hmm.
and start slashing out at it,
Mm-hmm.
its eyes get a bit bigger and it pulls back just a little bit
Mm-hmm.
as it notices that it was having discussions with you and now it's being battered upon, and it's a little scared as it's a younger dragon here. And so it pulls
He
back
started it.
and pulls back a claw, but you slash across the chest,
Mhm.
and he puts a foot down right next to you. And it is his turn.
Uh-oh.
This is what
You
I
can
told
talk
him
to this
run
thing,
up there,
right?
though.
He was.
I was.
Look, I was talking to it, you were talking to it, Mick was
You-
being very polite.
So, this dragon.
Could this dragon please make a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
it may.
Righto, fellow chap. Oh,
That
two
one's 17 again.
blasters over.
Okay. Well, how would you like to take 1 damage?
Ow.
Can you roll that when my
I
character's
tried! I wish the dice to roll so low!
Just didn't happen.
So, this dragon.
I know. Blame the dice.
Would you roll blacksmith
Uh-oh.
for those? That's
Was quite angry.
The DM is not.
What's an angry dragon?
It's a dragon, so he will have
Mhm.
7 attacks.
Basically.
What?
Basically.
Okay.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, ladies.
Yeah, but where's the dungeon?
It's below us.
We've been doing all
So-
dungeons until now.
This dragon bites out at Rogar.
Okay.
24.
That'll.
Oh.
Yeah.
That hits.
Mm-hmm.
Just
You
Creston's
can roll much
party
less
now.
than that.
Everybody else gonna be dead.
And gives you.
I'm also still in the woods, just so.
Always stay in the woods.
I think I'm still I didn't run it.
11 points of damage.
I'll take 6 because I'm raging.
Alright, you'll take
What?
6.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
go into the
I don't know
woods
if you
today?
get it because we have Muscle.
Why are you taking 6 and not 5? Is it halved?
Oh, yeah.
Halved is always rounded down.
Okay.
So you're lucky, you take 5.
Gotcha.
Much more benevolent than.
Take 5.
And then he claws out to his side where there's a few scimitars swinging.
Oh, they didn't even touch you, really, though. It was just an act. I'm with the circus.
And he swings 12. Does 12 hit?
misses.
So he swings above your head.
So
And
yeah,
then
so just like
he
a-
swings the other claw at Rogar as he's in front of him still. For 17.
No.
Misses. So he
Thank you.
goes up above your head and totally misses. And at this point, the dragon shakes and jumps back and kind of hovers about 10 feet as he knocks the dog off of his back, the wolf off of his back.
It's a fox!
It's
The fox, the
having
chicken.
a fox.
He knocks
So
the
he's
chicken
out
off of his
the
back.
moonbeam at this point.
He is out of the moonbeam.
Cool.
So
then
he gets.
okay.
All right.
Like, who
Wait,
is?
I have to wait my
Mick?
turn to break.
So he jumped back. He only moved back about 15, 20 feet,
Okay.
but he's kind of at the back of this clearing, and he's hovering about 10 feet above the ground now.
Dang it, I definitely can't reach him now.
It's back to the top of our turn order, and just before Lowen is able to do anything, the dragon screeches, I didn't want to attack you.
We
And
didn't want to
he's-
attack you!
he's clawing at a few of the arrows that are stuck in his chest and knocks a couple of them
Is he
off.
speaking common?
He is speaking common.
Okay.
CJ Womack,
Ooh,
enjoy dinner.
tacos. Sounds good.
Jay Womack, thank you for joining. Hello.
So he clawed at his
He
things.
clawed at the arrows stuck in his chest. He broke a few off. He is now about 48, 50 feet roughly from you. You get a 2-foot distance there. So the rest of you, he's moved
Didn't
back a
want
little
to
way,
attack
a little
us.
ways. Yeah.
48, 50 feet. Okay. He said he didn't want to attack us.
So he's still in range that you could fire shots at him.
If I were to say something, can he hear me? I don't have like a projector.
You'd have to yell it, but yeah, you can. You don't have to yell it here.
Well, then I'll be like, yeah, I'll be like, you attacked first. Because, well, he started to.
attacked first.
Yeah.
You did.
I think
He
someone
did
fired a shot.
Well, because he was
did
starting
shoot
to
fire.
breathe.
Who
He was
who
starting-
shot first?
Oh,
He
that's
was-
true. He did breathe fire.
He
He
breathed
was starting
fire
to
at
breathe
me.
fire on him.
That is true.
He just could have had a sneeze like a turkey.
It was not a sneeze.
Wait, turkey sneezed fire? When did this happen?
Oh, we must have grown up differently.
Is it a pre-cooked turkey then?
It's the new with the butterball
So,
factory.
yeah, to basically be like, then why did you breathe fire at the fox and the other one?
You are getting too close.
I was trying to help!
I don't think it's
Not
your
your turn.
Are we out of turn?
And that's it that we
Okay,
have
no,
for
it was
speaking.
Free action talking time.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
Oh, wait, 6 seconds. It's like.
You wait 6 seconds. What?
You know, I think I'm gonna end my turn.
Do you do anything? Do you want
can
to?
hide.
Well, I don't think he can
He's
really
already
see me. I've already got Mask of the Wild that I'm in the woods, so I don't really have to hide.
I mean, you can do anything. You could show that you're not doing anything if you want to.
No,
Persuade
what
him
I
in such a
will do
way,
is I
you
will
can-
use my action to like dash. I mean, about 30 feet. So I still have angle of his chest.
All right.
and
So
I'm
you want to get a
still
little
in
bit
the
closer?
woods.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Okay.
still in the woods. So I just don't want him to like shoot at where
All
like,
right.
he heard my voice.
All
I'm
right.
gonna move.
Sounds
So
good.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You're still masked. He calls out, Rosalind. You heard the engagement between the two. You may speak.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna talk to him. I will break concentration on
Mhm.
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam drops and the light disappears.
Yes. Tell him, go deeper into the woods, stop firing at the trees, and we will find your master and send him back.
The dragon flutters his wings a bit more as if he's about to take off, and he stares all of you down. Is that all you do for your turn? Do you want to do anything else?
Yeah, I'm hidden,
All right.
so.
Kreslin?
I am going to. I don't care to speak to this
All right.
dragon. I am going to witch bolt him
Okay.
because
Yeah, why not? I mean,
reasons. Don't judge me.
reasons.
Wait, which bolt?
Witch bolt as
That bolt?
as a second level.
Bolt.
So I have to attack first. The spell attack. Oh, those. Thank God I had that advantage.
Hey.
Because the 3's gonna come into play now.
Hey!
I don't think a 9 is gonna do it.
No, and I
Wait,
will
so
not
you
do it.
rolled at advantage and
Uh-huh.
got a 3.
There's a 1 and a 3. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
I've wasted
fired
yet another spell.
the witch bolt, and it flies up over the shoulder of the dragon, and he sees it almost as if you're like giving him some warning shots.
And then I sink back into the woods.
You just back up. It's that
I am not a good mage.
if this were a GIF moment, it's that GIF of Homer
Homer
backing
runs,
into
like-
the bushes. Yeah. Bixby.
I'm gonna be like, alright, Beastie. You wanna play nice? And I put the scimitars in the ground. I'll go like this.
Brand new scimitar.
Look, I'll clean them! We're gonna play nice. Alright? I just wanted to help. Dragon just wanted to help. He's very protective though and emotional. Let's just all calm down. Mick! Sit! And Mick's going to sit.
For the action you give him. So it is Mick's turn. Does Mick do anything else?
He's gonna kind of look at the dragon and be like, "Well, Barbie? Want to be friends?"
And Rogar.
Seeing that everyone else is kind of calming down, and I could try and shoot something, but I don't think it's going to be particularly useful. I have my glowy sword, so I'm going to lift point the sword at him.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of bellow, "We'll be back. We'll be back!" And then start storming off.
All right. As you start storming off, it is now.
I didn't say I stopped raging. I'm still.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
As a note, he's just pissed leaving.
And
I'll
also,
be
like,
storming off now.
We shall return after tea.
The one vein in his neck pulses really.
So just to double check, the dragon's flying directly above me and my fox. And
Basically.
the biggest person with the most armor class just walked away.
Basically.
Yep.
Wonderful. Just wanted to check up on all of that.
It is now the dragon's turn, and he lands.
Scimitars in the ground.
And eats the gnome.
Has a wonderful brunch. No. He lands, tucks his wings back onto his back, and then kind of broadens his shoulders and looks at the scimitars. Cut this off my back, and I will leave. And he kind of puts his neck out and leans down, keeps one eye on you, and shows the harness that is on his back.
Alright. I'm going to grab one sword. I'm going to leave the other one to show you I'm not going to try and hurt you, alright? Here we go. And I'll cut the harness.
Did I hear that?
You did. You didn't get all the way out.
Okay, I want to if there's an opportunity to do things, I'm gonna run back and just do them aggressively, just
Nope.
to the other side.
He's like, please don't.
You cut the other side off?
Yeah.
Is what- okay.
Yeah.
So the dragon ended his attack on you guys and allowed you to do actions. If you want to continue attacking, we'll start at the top of the turn order. But you did slice off one side, and the other side comes ripping off the dragon, and he kind of shakes a bit as it comes off, understanding that he probably deserved it.
Stare in his eyes.
The dragon backs up and watches all of you as he carefully pulls one of the arrows out, and it appears to be Aloan's, and he just tosses it forward and then scrapes a couple scales that were loose off, flaps his wings, takes a big sigh. If you see my master, I'll come back if he must have me, but thank you for freeing me.
Who is your master?
Free the
Beast.
dragon. That was the goal.
A powerful wizard who's been summoning.
Name!
He's never giving me his name. He never allows me to have conversation.
What does he
I'm
smell
ordered
like?
around.
Dragons go based off of smell. I've got a dog here. What's he smell like?
Is it a
Dog.
dog?
Let
or
me
is
know
it-
it's a
wait.
dog.
Please! Mick! Bite the dragon in the butt!
And your cat walks over and goes,
just broke him.
your fox.
I rage!
Your
You didn't know it, I have a level in barbarian!
Bigsby has been spending some time amongst the inn, leveling up every other profession. He's also a bard in his spare time.
I've got a piccolo!
Has been booed off many stages because his name of Bigsby and the Hound didn't really work.
Nope, I'm going with a different name next time.
But-
TBD. Death smoke.
Death smoke. That might get you there. But the dragon stares you down. He smelled of potions of acid and
Yeah.
blood.
Acid potions.
But
He smells like butt?
blood. It smells like acid and butts. He smells like acid and blood. But,
I would ask what's in the U.
but,
I just have water.
that is all I know. He spends many hours in his chambers concocting the creations that summon these portals.
Interesting.
Hair color, eye color, height?
We already know what he smells like.
I'm not a fox.
He keeps a large chain and metal piece on my head. And the dragon lifts his head up, and you see that there's a couple marks in his neck that look like he'd been wearing a mask of sorts. And I'm not allowed to do much but his command, so I don't get much time to stare fondly into his eyes. Oh,
Time
and
out, you guys, that is my dog.
if you
dreaming.
hear squeaking, that is the baby.
It's the master.
That is the the baby luck dragon
What
on
is
the
it,
floor. What is it, Mick? Woo, woo. But the dragon looks as if you had freed him from whatever was going on.
Oh, we just got a subscription.
You got a subscription? Awesome. So a subscription. Nathan, do you want to try out your colors again? Which one is your low one? Red?
Guys.
Subscription.
Oh.
A subscription. $5.
Oh.
$5. I said earlier that a subscription will get this because we don't have
Wait,
our
which
subscriptions.
color?
We spent a little
To-
$5, but it is red.
Now, in transparency,
Yeah.
that's me.
Oh, you gave us a subscription.
Go there.
You gave us a subscription to see what happens here.
We'll take
Uh-oh, in full
Players.
transparency.
Probably DM.
Play. I know. This is a DM scroll.
As the dragon is speaking and sharing his wounds, in front of the dragon, a small bush appears, and 3 good berries grow in front of him, and he looks down and looks around and makes eye contact with the druid and tilts his head as if the druid had cast it.
She's talking to
I
him.
am talking
Yeah.
to him. I like stepped to the clearing.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, sorry, don't mind me.
You just attacked this. Oh,
And I toss one up to him. Try it, they're good.
He catches it and feels revitalized
And I
and
give
gets,
2 to Mick.
and gets 1 HP back.
Oh, thank
I
you.
give 2 to Mick to take back. But did I have 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dragon gets 1 HP back and Mick gets 2. Thank you for sly couch subscriptions.
Yeah, I was just putting it in there.
Any other couch subscriptions while we're at it?
After the break.
After the All right.
Let's see the scenarios.
At this point, the dragon seems a little fed up of all of the questioning,
And
but
good
at the
berries.
same time, and good berries. He's full for the day. He needs not eat no longer.
I don't
But-
believe that.
The limbus.
It's in the spell
It's
description.
in the spell description, yeah.
1 berry is enough to make you feel full.
For the day.
Small berry, it's enough to fill the
Vegetarian
stomach of a
diet.
full-grown man.
Okay, stop. We get it. We're gonna.
The
It's not about
dragon,
break, it's about thirst.
the dragon,
I know.
the dragon looks at all of you,
Do you need some extra food?
and he gives a slight nod to the dragonborn as if a thanks that he wasn't murdered in the spot. And the dragon flies off, and he flies way up into the sky, and from where you're looking, he seems to just go way off of this northern island, even further north, and just gets out of the way.
Can I run out and grab my arrow?
You may grab the 1
I know there
dragon-blooded
was 4,
arrow.
and it was an enchanted arrow. So
It's
I
a
wanted
+1
that.
arrow you may put in your bag.
I'm gonna end my rage and kind of drop to 1 knee. I actually took a level of exhaustion doing
All
all
right.
of that stuff.
All right.
So, just so you are aware.
My word, I'm tired.
I put everything behind those 2 swings.
And
Everything.
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 As well as your additional AC for that battle, which you no
Yes.
longer have.
Right.
The battle has ended, your AC is gone.
Yeah.
I believe we still have a nat 20 left on Bigsby's plate right
Oh, yeah.
now. But this is a proper time for us to take a break. It's a proper time. It's a tea time. I apologize for my rage as I speak of the tea we must have. But we are going on break. It'll be roughly 10 minutes from now that we will return. If you turn your TVs and your phones up, you will hear our 53-second long intro song to let you know we are coming back. But we'll be back in about 10 minutes, and we will remind you of all the fun stuff going on that's new to our stream, and we'll see what happens to this crew.
We'll be back.
Oh, Nathan.
Are you Nathan Undersec?
We're all Nathan.
We're all.
I am Nathan Undersec.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Bigsby Loofaloo.
And you're watching Here Be Dragons.
Apparently.
Yeah, I do.
Or
I'm
So we were
wrong.
watching Nathan
At
Undersec.
the stone planet.
Here
I don't
be
want-
Bigsby Lufalu.
Quiet down
I think I
there.
missed what just happened.
Yeah.
Well,
You're better off for that.
You really are.
welcome back. We still have the same people here. Cool, good. Check.
Check.
DM
Tink.
light is on. Check.
Where's
Tink.
Where's the dog?
Tink
With the DM now.
Oh no, she's
is the
betraying
DM in
us.
training.
No.
The DM in training.
Betrayal.
Alright, lay back down. You're good.
Upgrades.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, just the same people.
Beyonce was gonna come play, but then she
Yeah. Alright, well,
got a life.
the players.
She got.
And she got informed of what we were doing and who we were. And
She heard about the stash and
She's like,
decided.
I'm out.
she was like a level 3 character. Oh no.
Queen Bee don't roll like that.
Come back in 12 levels.
Yeah. There's a dragon.
Well, funny you
in
say
your
that.
Anyways.
So,
Beyonce, if you ever
we-
wanna
All
play
the
Put a
single
3
dragons.
on it.
All the single dragons.
we,
would love it.
all the single
Can you
dragons.
imagine? Can you imagine? You're saying it like she's
Put
watching.
your wings up.
You never know.
I want to continue down the storyline of Beyonce playing D&D.
Alright,
But we should go back to
so this is a 5-week month, and because we have that spare week, maybe we just do a Beyonce Destiny's Child plays D&D episode.
Here's an idea. And honestly, it's not mine, but it's from In for Life.
Yeah.
Musical D&D. So when the music stops,
That's what I play all the
everyone
time.
scrambles to sit in a different seat, playing a different character.
Can I suggest character sheet?
I would say
versus-
character sheet because
That's the movie
I look
forward.
around the room and I will send photos out to those of you who've joined us on Discord.
It
So
looks really great for you guys,
Living space.
but for us, once we're here, we're here.
so join us on Discord. We'll send some photos of what we squeeze everyone into and how we get here roughly. And yes, those are weights that have exercises on them.
Oh no, I was looking at the dragon holding the bounty.
Oh yes,
Oh,
we
okay,
do.
yeah.
We do have random figurines that are holding bounce cards.
I'm not judging, mind
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I'm
Bounce
just,
cards.
I'm just
Bounce
noticing.
cards. We're
Yeah.
improvising our bounce cards.
But
You're like,
For
I'm
now.
gonna take that idea home.
Another time
I'm
You need to get me some
to
bounce
playing
dragons.
with the toys.
that's what they're there for. We are Here Be Dragons, and we are back as I think
Something
this
dragons fly backward.
this entire couch
Yes.
has encountered dragons for the first time in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
World.
And only
this day.
dragons for the first time.
But we're back. They encountered a dragon. But before we dig back into the story, just reminding everyone that we do have subscriptions, which get you a scroll drawn. We do have bits, which you can just give us gobs and gobs of bits. Lots and lots of bits, roughly 500 bits gets you a scroll.
2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits.
Bit
Can
for
get you
your
a shave and
thoughts?
haircut.
Shave and haircut. But we also have tips as well. There is the hype boss, which is right below me. Someone is currently sitting in the hype boss seat.
Hi.
I'm in for life.
I'm in for
And
life.
as soon as someone else knocks that person out and they become the new hype boss, they get to assign a free D20 roll to any of our players. Nat 20.
Someone should knock Amin for life out of that because he can't have both the hype boss from Here Be Dragons and the bit boss battle box
Oh.
from Dragon.
Oh, is he
I
currently?
think he ended it there last night.
Oh wow.
Oh, so he's gonna try and
Wow.
reign 2 shows. So someone knock him out.
I'm in for life on Twitch now.
We take a little bit of a scour of Twitch, and he's bit boss, battle boss, hype boss, wherever it is,
Every
everywhere,
channel.
every channel.
King of the mountain.
I don't even know who Ninja is, but I got it.
But we are back, so have fun taking out each other. If you do make that,
Where to?
They're taking each other out.
aw, such
Anyways,
nice
back to the
players.
story.
But take one another out as the hype boss, and you could then assign a free Nat 20 to one of our players on the couch.
Yes, Bigsby has been broken most of tonight.
Oh, Bigsby's always broken.
He lives broken.
You should watch
I mean,
episode
that's
7.
True. It's hard to break what's already
Bigsby was broken from the start. Episode 7 was his intro.
I'm twitching
Okay.
less.
Another rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes,
he is twitching less, but we are twitching more. On to Dungeons and Dragons. The dragon had flown far to the north as you had set him free.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke of his master who had enslaved him and is somewhere nearby and smelled of rosemary and buttercups,
That's not
Just
what
making
it
sure we're
was.
paying
blood and acid.
Mm-hmm.
Smells like ass.
We should start
Yeah.
dancing.
Sid.
That was a
Whoa, long pause. The room went silent. I think I heard the music stop. Whoa. We almost went up a rating, but then we stopped
I just,
That's hardly the worst thing.
thinking.
that's been said.
Oh, yeah.
That's hardly the worst.
All the words I've heard expressed upon this particular channel.
By golly.
By Jove, that's right.
All right,
Anyways.
players, what do you do?
Well, there's some sort of evil wizard making portals back in town.
We didn't say he was evil.
Whoa.
We
He's
find
for sure.
the
Wait, hold up. Let's make sure you're all caught up. So all the portals are bringing magical creatures that have been preying on this town. At one point, I think it brought like an army or something.
Like grrr, praying, not.
I've heard, Crash has heard what you've said. He said, "I'm a magical creature."
Wait, yeah, you came through a portal.
Yeah,
You did.
we've established this.
That's right, we spent like 5 minutes saying it over and over again.
It's a
Dots are
portal.
connected now.
Wait,
So what?
We made
I
it.
check what he smells
What?
like. Does he smell like blood and acid?
Kreslin, what do you smell like?
Walk up and sniff
I mean,
Probably ale.
I probably smell like death a little bit.
Actually, yeah.
What does he smell?
I guess ale and death.
ale and death.
Elenta.
not
It's like
acid
if
and
you
blood.
drank the drink mat at the end of the night on the bar.
Yes.
That's probably what I
But
smell.
not at the end of the night. It was set aside and you drank it the next day.
Oh, okay. Before
Yeah.
everybody pukes.
Hey, just so you know what
I
that
need another
smells.
drink.
Hey, they asked.
Asked.
I've smelled worse.
They asked. They asked about
They
it.
asked.
I have smelled worse.
In town.
The town?
Is
We
there-
ride!
Is there a blood and acid district in the town?
Not that we
Do
No.
you have any connection
Have
to
you not
this wizard?
done a lot of poking around?
I don't even know who this wizard is.
How did you get here? Explain it in detail, because Rogar hasn't heard this.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a portal. I went into the portal. Then I came out of the portal.
So there's a portal and you just decided to jump into a portal.
Well, it
What were
told
you
me.
doing before?
Sleeping. I was asleep. A portal came down and said, enter me. I said, okay.
We just went up a rating here.
Express consent.
Y'all people nasty.
This is the dragons and the bees talk here. A young wizard is just reciting what his father had told him a couple years prior.
I look at Mick and I'm like, see, this is why we don't hang out with people.
Also, are you a halfling?
Yeah. I'm a gnome.
Okay.
Wait,
Wait, you're pretty tall for a gnome.
you're super
3'5", baby. That's not exactly tall.
No.
Gnomes
This
are
is
taller than
the
halflings.
party.
Oh,
Pretty
well, I thought it
tall.
was switched.
Nope, gnomes
Okay.
are taller than halflings.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Everybody knows that.
But I didn't know. Okay.
I'm
Yes.
going into town.
If he doesn't know anything, then
We should move at a
I'm
relatively good clip, everybody.
well,
It's time for
I'm
the
a bit
portal to
tired, but I will keep pace.
Did you have good berries? Was your fox okay?
You gave.
I gave him
two.
two.
Gave him two.
Okay.
As you move towards town, the hunters that you had encountered prior are just standing there kind of in awe as they had all witnessed a dragon just fly out and fly away. And a few of them standing off to the side of the road look at you lot and are kind of whispering things and shaking their head and throwing their hands up like they have no idea what you had done to convince a dragon to fly off and survive.
Oi.
Just smile away.
Hey, rangies.
Get over here.
That not that's medicine. We need information. Look,
That charisma is a.
Have
I
you
have a +1, so.
hey, you've got more charisma than I do.
I thought I had -1, so I was gonna be like, he doesn't care.
The youngest of the group kind of looks around and one of the guys shoves him. Hey, what's going on, sir?
You see a guy come through here who smells like blood and acid, wizardy dude, possibly has a hat. I don't want to say all wizards do, but a lot of them.
Kind of looks around and points out.
Not this one! I know this one's right by me! Good night! What do you think I am, daft? Come on, man! This is life or death!
I don't think he's a dog.
That's how you do your charisma. That's a -3, baby.
And he looks at you and shakes his head and grins and turns around, not knowing how to handle
A tiny
what you're
screaming gnome.
asking. Yeah.
What is that? A wizard that came through here!
Most everyone's just kind of looking at you oddly as
I'm going to grab the front of his shirt, lean in, and say, "Did you see a wizard?"
Wait, did you grab my shirt?
No, the
Look,
soldier.
I'm trying to work it out with them! We're on the same team!
The soldier who's laughing.
all right. So the
I grab my own
ranger,
chair.
the ranger that was laughing and starts to
Yeah.
turn. You grab his chest.
Yeah.
You pull him in, and you ask the question.
Did you see a wizard?
No, we've been, the drag, I didn't even get breakfast this morning. I got pulled out of my bunk and we just,
I
The
give
dragon-
him half a salami.
a salami smacks up against the guy's shin.
Sets him back down. Oh, here. Have some breakfast.
The guy reaches,
Do take care of yourself.
he reaches down and
They need a great
grabs
birth.
the meat and goes, thank you. Have a nice day.
I think I have
Starts
a
gnawing
ration.
on his food.
I'm gonna give him a ration, actually.
That's from breakfast this morning.
Why are you giving him things? We just did his job for him.
He didn't have breakfast.
That's his own fault.
And I'm very
He
polite when
overslept
I'm not
for his
very
job, clearly.
He was straight out of his book, meaning it was 8:45. He was supposed to get to work at 8. Some dude just walked in like, "You're late. Come on, put on your boots." All right, so we should go into town.
Yep, I'm still walking.
Did you not stop?
No, she's still going.
La, 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 la.
I'm gonna walk up. So we got a lot of good information.
Nice.
How do you know?
I could see it in his eyes. He didn't know anything.
Behind you.
You had your back to him.
We walked past
Is-
him and I saw his eyes.
Is there like a apothecary in town where you get spell components and Did you mean an apothecary? Apothecary. I learned it from a book. I don't know how to pronounce things. I'm just thinking because it would be spelled like a pocket Harry.
It's where they fix your pockets.
Yes. Yeah, I need to go to Pocket Harry.
Hey Harry, got a pocket for you.
You're a pocket, Harry.
I'm still walking!
Kreslin asked for an Applebee's tonight.
A Pelby.
A Pelby's.
A plebe.
As you're heading towards town, you start to approach the small gate that is right next to the inn, and just before you get to the gate, there's a man draped in black leathers off to the side. He's waving you over as he sees Rosalind first in the line.
I look around and point to myself.
He nods over and
Okay. I walk up.
he steps briefly around the corner just as he's kind of edging towards the outer side of the wall.
Do we see this, or are we far
You
enough back?
see that. You
Okay.
guys are far enough back after you understand the apothecary and the Appelbees in town.
I put a hand on. I grab one of my stones.
Yep.
And just hold it in my fist. Just you know.
He's ready to go. Kunk. 1d6,
In case he
baby.
tries to,
As you walk
Shit.
over, you get around the corner and you see behind the man a handful of goblins and kobolds dressed in leathers as well. As you may recall,
Yeah.
a group that was seen prior in the day before.
Yeah.
Wait, was that them or is this?
This was us. They were in the
Okay,
woods.
because I remember the
Yes.
kobolds from like 2 months ago.
That's a
don't
different
remember
character.
this.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
a totally different place.
Oh yeah.
With the dragon. Was that me? Oh God. Was I talking to myself?
It was a black dragonborn. It wasn't you.
Oh, thank God.
I think it would come up short and eye them and ask, "You were in the woods yesterday?"
The man nods and he looks around. You're searching for this
Wizard.
this terror.
Mm.
I believe he's the cause for these portals that have been opening.
It's true.
How would you know?
Oh, his dragon told. Did I hear that?
Here's a comment.
His dragon told us.
His dragon.
Mm-hmm.
You spoke to his dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, a couple of the kobolds back
gone.
up and shudder a little bit and looking around.
He speaks common. But we freed him and he's gone. And yes, we are looking for this wizard.
Are you sure the dragon's gone?
Mm-hmm. He flew north.
To the mainland. Okay. Well, the dragon being gone makes this a bit easier. The wizard stopped through town early this morning and he seemed to have done a little window shopping. And when I say window shopping, you know, the old smash and grab.
He stole.
Yes, window shopping.
How far off are we at this point? I'm assuming we're still.
You guys are getting a bit closer, and you saw that she kind of went off to the left side.
Just let us know when we're there.
You're about to that point. where you
Okay, so
start
we can
using
hear
up.
the conversation.
You can
like
hear-
now.
It's a very hushed tone,
Sure.
so you can hear that there's a conversation going on. Well, our outfit isn't really allowed in town, and you see these folks behind me. One of the goblins waves his hand at you. And
Wait, that's your left
and then
hand,
he
so do
he
you
sees
guys-
he sees he sees the rest of you walking around the corner and kind of steps behind the human a little bit as if to hide.
How tall is he?
He who?
Goblin.
And the human's about 6 foot tall.
Okay.
All the goblins and kobolds stand roughly between 2.5 to 3.5 foot tall.
As my friends walk, I would just give them a
I mean,
keep it cool, hand
You're close.
gesture.
Yep.
They're about your height.
I'll get big shoes.
Well, he did the old smash and grab, and I believe he's working up a new concoction. But as you've abandoned the home in the woods, I believe he's taken it over.
You mean like within a day? Like, look, we were gone a day. I don't think we could be put like that's not our fault.
I'm just helping you as you are searching for this wizard, and we are protecting the beasts of the area.
What you know of the wizard? So,
Well,
He went window shopping. He smashed, he stole, he's in the cabin.
that's it.
the guy
They don't know the cabin.
does a little two-finger wave.
We'll have to show them.
Oh yes, there's a cabin in the woods.
The guy does a little two-finger wave, and a kobold comes trotting up and kind of pops his eyes open and stares up at the big dragonborn.
I was on the edge of town today, and just doing my rounds, making sure no one was
Getting
smashing.
closer to the kobold.
Oh, no one was smashing the chicken coops. Oh, these portals are scaring. You're scaring me too, sir. But so I was doing my rounds, and
Yeah.
I heard a smash, and it was about an hour and a half before sunup, so it was just starting to get a little light above. Whoa, sir, you're scary. There was a little light coming in above the trees, just ever so slightly, so I got to see these dark capes flowing through the city, and he was quick, but he had stuff in his hands and a bag over his shoulder, and then he ended up going that way.
And he points out towards the clearing that the rest of the group, those three, the left side of our couch, had encountered.
How tall was he?
So he points off to the northeast a little bit. So up the road and kind of into the trees.
What time was this? Dawn? Noon?
Like I said, a little before dawn, about an hour. I was just doing my rounds. We were each taking our turns around the city because, we make sure everyone's safe.
Well, you've done your job well, sir.
You can see he backs up and he's panting at this point, as if most people would be sweating. This kobold can only release heat through panting, and he backs up and his eyes are
He's looking pretty caffeinated.
pretty.
I'm gonna
Big.
put an arm on his shoulder and say, "You have done good work.
Thank you.
Thank you."
He backs up a little bit, and a couple of the other kobolds and one of the goblins walk up to him, and they're patting him on the back like he did a good job. And he lets out a big sigh, and the human looks up to you. Well, my team has seen some things, and I figured you might want to know that.
We thank you for your information.
All right. And they all run off. The human gets in front of all of the smaller creatures with him, and they all run around the edge of the city and deeper into the forest.
Well, back to the cabin.
So there's a cabin in the woods.
It has like
Plants and
eyeballs and
owlbears.
stuff.
Well, not anymore. I have them. They're from a displacer beast.
You know this.
That was brilliant.
So, to the woods?
Into the woods.
I mean, it's just
trees.
We're still in the woods. But we haven't gone into town yet.
Yeah,
We're
we're
right
on
by
the
the
road
gate.
though. We're on the outside of it.
But like,
we are not currently in.
Into a different part of the woods.
Mick just starts
Do
going.
we need anything before we go? This could be a pretty heated confrontation.
Nap would bring on it. I could use a little break, a little nap.
We could take a short rest.
You may. You're right by the inn. You may step into the inn. if
Go
you
into
wish.
the inn,
Alright.
grab some lunch.
In the inn.
And
Oh
then
yeah, get our
Short
packed
rest.
lunch.
Short
We
rest.
forgot
Packed lunch.
2 days in a row.
Okay.
As you
Yeah, I'll
walk,
just
as
separate
you
from
walk
you.
into the inn, it is just prior to lunchtime. The innkeeper looks at you all. Ha! Welcome back to the inn, guys. It seems you left hastily this morning. I hope you enjoyed the breakfast we had prepared.
Very much.
You
Thank you.
forgot your packed lunches yesterday. Do you want me to make something for you, or are you gonna sit and eat today?
We're gonna sit
I think we're going to
We're
sit
gonna
and
sit
eat.
and
I
eat
would
and rest for
appreciate
All right.
some meat and a good mug of beer.
All right. He
My good sir.
funny.
My good sir.
No, because it's one of his traits that he's always polite. So he is actually like an Englishman until he gets pissed. So I just need to play him as the Englishman.
There it is.
Is there
I do wish
are
to
there-
rage. I might actually
So-
add that. Thank you.
In the inn, as the innkeeper does rush off and get you some ale. He's got an armload of ale he's bringing back to the table. And you do see that there is one other group sitting at a table on the other side of the inn. It does look like a small family, a mother, a father, and 2 children. They're stacking their glasses and knocking things over as children do. And the mother is looking frustrated, and the father's actually helping by stacking some glasses with the kids. They're making a mess.
I'm just gonna eat and drink and kind of consider this a short rest.
Right.
I'm gonna roll some hit die. Does that work?
That does.
Okay. I will let everyone else go while I do my thing.
All right. So short rest. You're allowed to roll hit die to bring back some help. I don't think many of you had gotten hit. Alolan, you doing all right over there?
Yeah.
You thinking?
Yeah. Just
Thank you,
Do you-
Blacksmith Craft.
contemplating my life choices traveling with this group of
Awesome people.
If you ever want to express intent, there's ways that a DM can fudge some things in his story if you need to express intent about what you're looking for. Otherwise, I'm going to just give you mom and pop eating some pizza in the parlor with their kids.
I know. Yeah, no, I'm good.
All right?
That'll work.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be eating and really quick looking over Mick's wounds. He's healed up a little bit with more help, and then yeah, I'm essentially it's like, alright, let's eat. I'm throwing bits of meat.
While they eat, I would like to figure out what shop got its window busted in.
All right? How would you like to do that? Do you want to go explore? Do you want to...
I'll be back.
All right.
I'm gonna go explore.
Okay. As you explore the city, you do find the bookshop that you'd stopped into the other day. It does have a broken window right at the front where some of the items look like there had been displayed, and there's an empty display. You do recall yesterday that there were a few flowers and a few different little vials of things, as it were an art fair with a wizardry spin. So they were stuff for making minor illusions, it appeared.
I'm gonna go inside and ask the bookkeeper.
Mhm.
Hello.
Welcome back to my shop.
Thank you. I love the quill.
Oh,
Not
did-
here for return.
did you get any good writing out of it?
Been a little busy.
Ah,
But I noticed your window was broken. Can you tell me? I'm first off so sorry. What was stolen?
so we did have some potions up there. There were a few that were more trickery. I think one of them was stolen. It looked like it was a potion of invisibility, but
You keep potions of invisibility?
no. Did you see the sign up there? It's a local art thing that people are doing. Instead of potion of invisibility, it makes you glow bright pink. Yeah, the kids think it's a fun thing to have if you want to stage a revolt against, the town guard. Instead of being like, ha ha ha, you can't see me. Instead, you just blind them with bright pink light. Oh, I don't know.
So it's blinding? If you drink it, you literally...
I wouldn't say blinding, but it is quite annoying to the retinas.
Interesting. And I noticed, were there some flowers missing as well?
Oh, yeah, those are just some run-of-the-mill dried lavender.
Well, for your trouble, I take out my staff of flowering and produce a lavender flower and hand it to him.
Reaches out. Ha! Well, clips it up with a few other flowers that look like they're drying.
Thank you. I'll have that back in the window soon, but, thanks for stopping in and checking in on me.
Yes, glad you're safe.
Have a good day. Come back soon.
Cool. I leave Do I notice anything else?
You don't notice much else in the area that has been broken into. You do notice that there are a few glassmakers out that look like they've repaired a few windows, and they were about a block down and turning the corner, carrying a few little pieces of glass.
Okay. Is there an apothecary nearby?
A pocket there.
Apothecary. There is one, but it is boarded up. Looks like it's been closed for a little bit of time.
Okay, great. I'll go back and join the crew then.
All right. You join the crew.
It looks like our friend stole what he may have thought was an invisibility potion, but may actually make him glow bright pink. Interesting.
Seems about right.
Yes.
Where's the pink stuff?
So if you have glasses to protect from the sun or something, it might be of use.
Let me just check my inventory. No, I don't have sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
What are those?
They make smoke goggles.
The innkeeper was over by the table as you were talking. Sunglasses. Are those ones where you like project the beam of sun out of your eyes? Whoa.
No.
That sounds cool.
It more protects the eyes from bright light.
Oh, you people are weird, but thanks for coming in for lunch. I'll just I'll be here later when you're back for dinner if you get
If we are.
back. Huh.
On that note,
Yeah, let's go. Let's ride! Well, I guess I'll ride. You all can walk.
yeah.
That's why I got.
I'm gonna gesture a hand towards the halfling.
Yeah.
You gonna hold hands?
No, like
Yeah.
like
They're gonna skip down
I mean-
the lane together.
Do you take
Are
it?
you gonna wait? So
Yeah,
it's
take
more
it.
like a.
Yeah, I'll reach up.
Okay, then I'm gonna lift him and put him on my shoulder.
Please tell me you have magic missile, because this would be amazing.
I don't, but I have other spells.
Okay, I was gonna say like a shoulder missile cannon.
I have
Who needs a
become
bazooka when you
War
have a
Machine.
bracelet?
Yeah. You just need to find another one for your other shoulder.
Modern warfare.
All right. You all head out into the forest. It is
take
now.
one stride to your 5, so I figured I might as well.
It is now just after midday, and you head towards the edge of the forest. And there's a small dirt path that leads into where it was pointed out.
Branch is smacking me in the face.
Basically. I mean, you don't sit much taller than he does. If you stand to something, then you sit probably.
Yeah, you
about
probably
the same
said
height.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah,
You can wrap an arm around the back of
a
his
foot and a
head.
half would be my sitting height.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
You three notice the path that leads to the cottage.
So
I don't know where
we
I'm
lead them,
going.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
I
leave.
follow wherever they're going.
All right.
Try and keep up. Those two are gonna vanish as soon as we step behind a tree.
As you walk into the forest, you do notice, both of you now, see that there's some scorch marks and a few arrows stuck into a few of the trees, as if battles had happened in here prior. The rest of the group seems not to mind.
Are these the arrows that break when I pull them from the tree?
Those are the arrows you broke a
Yeah.
few off trying to
Okay.
get.
Do we? I'm looking as we walk for footprints.
You're in the forest. It is kind of a little overgrown. There's some leaves. You don't notice much more,
I from the woods.
but
Is the human body still on the side of the road?
that's been cleaned up.
Or eaten.
So I noticed that, I guess.
But you do notice that there's rustling through the woods as if creatures have passed through here. You can't really tell
Any
what or how.
human-looking footprints?
You catch note of some human footprints in a few different directions, and there's a few other smaller footprints of goblin and kobold as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think as we go, I'm probably going to be on the look for like any marks of like you were saying, like human footprints or something like that. Just any signs that a human or specifically wizard. I think that the fire may have set him off a little bit.
I was gonna say,
But-
do you look for the curly shoe?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
wizards
for a
probably
wizard?
have,
Off to the other.
A wizard footprint. Okay,
Well, but
yeah.
like, because I feel like a wizard would leave, if they're using magic, they're gonna leave some sort of, like,
Okay.
I would imagine scorch marks, or there would be some
Fairy dust.
some sort of evidence. So I don't know exactly what I'm looking for,
All right.
but
So you're looking for wizard tracks.
yes,
Perfect. Wizard
tracks.
tracks. Do you
We'll go
need
with
to
that.
set your little friend down to see what kind of tracks he makes?
I was like, I don't
He just
smell
looks up.
trees as I walk past them. Ah! I'm just walking in the woods.
You're burning. Kreslin was.
Wizard tracks. Oh!
Only you can create forest fires.
When we get closer to the cottage,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do the same thing and like duck into the trees and
Okay.
climb them.
All right. You're getting closer to the cottage. You're about 40 feet from the clearing. This is probably your chance to go climb up into the trees
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
gonna
wish.
climb them and probably travel the canopies.
Okay.
I could transform and go closer and see what I can find.
You can transform into an animal?
I can.
You've literally never done that.
Well, normally it's not advantageous, but I think in this instance it might be beneficial.
It
Well,
could have been helpful
could you do that?
yesterday, but
Go
I did
for
want to
it.
be okay. I'm going to transform into a mouse,
All right. Perfect.
and I'm going to scurry up, like into the clearing,
Mhm.
looking around. I'm moving cautiously,
Oh,
but looking for the wizard, staying in tall grass.
I thought about that. We almost lost you to a hawk.
I would have transformed the minute it touched me.
The minute you heard it swim.
I'm always worried about hawk attacks.
Yeah.
That's fair. Halflings and small puppies.
As you enter the clearing and you see the cottage, you do notice a bit of smoke coming up through the chimney as if someone's working in there.
I get closer.
All right. You have, as I recall, about 45 feet from the edge of the woods to the cottage.
Mm-hmm.
So 45-foot radius,
yeah.
90-foot diameter
Thank
across.
you.
It's
With
a,
the cottage
it's a
on
nearly,
the
it's
center.
a nearly circular clearing with the cottage
Right.
in the center. This has been thought out very wonderfully. So, do you
Closer.
keep getting closer? All right. You're about 40 feet out. You move into about 20 feet out. You notice nothing different other than there's still smoke. You hear a little bit of noise as if someone's working inside.
Do I smell anything?
Not really. You
Acid?
smell a little bit of
Blood?
smoke.
I'm
But-
still on the edge of the trees.
It's a very light breeze day, so nothing's coming your way.
Okay.
You smell grass as you're running
I'm gonna
through
go
it
right
as a
up
mouse.
to the cottage.
Right. As you get up onto the stoop of the cottage and you hear a little bit inside, you hear clinking and clanking and a small boil as if someone's really working on a creation of sorts, a soup, a potion.
Any like cracks
Are
in
there windows?
There are a few windows, yep.
Where at?
There's windows on all sides of the cottage. Most of them are boarded in such a way that they're like kind of only visible from the inside, so like
Yeah,
they're
like a
they're
peephole.
spying as peepholes or they're spots to fire arrows through. But you do recall there's a back door too.
I just want to get eyes on him so I can report what he looks like. So I'm looking for cracks. Like I go under.
You
like,
can go under the door. The door's a bit lifted as this cottage has sunk.
Okay. I'm gonna go under the door.
As you go under the door, you notice in the front room, the table that once had all of the gadgets on it now has a few beakers of various colored liquids. Yeah, just like that.
I was gonna do it too.
Off to the side, there is a small pot boiling on a little controlled, almost Bunsen burner-like thing. But it's a magical flame, as it's not burning anything under it. It just has a plate under it to catch any drippings that come off.
Yeah.
Well, it's floating in the air. There's a hot plate or a plate underneath to catch drippings. That pot is bubbling over with a greenish liquid that one or two drops hit the plate and sizzle up. And from out of the side room, where you recall the kid had a few of his inventions, steps a cloaked figure, and it steps forward with a gray, withered, dry foot.
Oh.
And
Papa?
Dad! And you see that it's not wearing any boots, but it does look mildly undead, from what you understand.
Are we all aware that she's a mouse and that she has went into the house?
You
saw her
saw
transform into a
her
mouse,
transform
that's about
and
it.
just run out, but you basically lost sight of her as she got about 15 foot into the grass. You might have hoped you saw her, but you saw some little breeze moving through and wiggling the grass.
Do I see any sort of? Can I see face?
The cloaked figure is looking away from you, working on a bench as he walks in, and he's kind of reaching about. As you try to get more look at him, the cloak hangs very, very heavy over his head, so
Okay.
he's really trying to keep himself secretive regardless of where he's at.
Okay. I'm going to, quiet as a mouse, sneak back to the door and go under.
Alright?
To exit the cottage.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to my friends and report. Wearing a cloak, couldn't see.
Ah!
Oh, sorry.
Whoa!
I untransformed.
Alright?
That's what I was.
Sorry.
There's a person there.
He's not wearing shoes, but his feet look gray and almost undead, but that's all I could really see. He's wearing a cloak and he's doing some sort of weird mumbo jumbo.
Now, is it like grey because it's undead or just like not well cared for? Because if you're not like you gotta change your socks regularly.
Right, I mean, he wasn't wearing any. I got the impression he might be undead, but his hood was too far off his face for me to see anything.
He wore a hood?
He wore a hood.
Lead with that! He must be evil! Right, sorry. Never mind.
Pulls your hood off.
He was making some sort of green
I look
potion.
at my own back and I've got a hood. Never mind.
-3 cook.
Green potion levitating over a plate. It didn't look good.
Do you happen to notice the ingredients?
No.
How do
I
we
can't help then.
The table was kind of high.
Did it smell of acid and blood?
I asked, but apparently not.
You didn't ask while you're in there, but you do
Oh,
recall
that's
a sharp metallic
Acrid.
smell.
Yes.
Acrid smell.
I just wanted to work that word in.
Acrid.
Is there
Quite.
a chimney?
No, right.
There's a chimney.
Is there smoke coming out of
Yes.
the chimney?
What do you, so,
No, God, really.
Thermodynamics.
No, I got
only the
myself an
wizard.
idea is what I got.
And the house is like
Yeah,
fully intact. There's no like
No gem chimney.
holes or anything in the
Sounds
roof
like
or
Yeah, well,
like
done.
we're so I can see.
Yeah, for the most part, it's intact. It's been a safe haven for.
Is there a cellar?
I'm
Not
gonna get
that
off
you
your
recall, no.
shoulders. I'm gonna get back down.
Not even in the back, right?
Look, we go like 4 stories up.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm gonna help you.
how tall is the house?
yeah.
Well, it's a standard like 8 to 10 foot ceiling.
Alright, I'm just making sure.
So it's a mansion to our
It's
shorties.
Like, is it made of wood?
Yes, it's made of wood.
I do have displacer eyes. They poof you from one place to another.
But only where you throw them.
Yes. So if you threw it on the
Through the
roof,
crack in the window. There's no holes in the roof.
Just drop it down the chimney.
No. What she's got? What we're going to
Santa's here.
We're gonna block up the chimney
Block
so
the
that the
chimney.
smoke fills the cabin. He can't breathe, and then he has to come outside away from any tricks he's got up his sleeve.
But if he's undead, he won't need to breathe.
Well, that's a bit of a problem.
I
isn't
don't. I don't think it's gonna affect much. Is that a thing?
but he still couldn't see if it was smoky.
Couldn't see. How about hearing? Is that affected by smoke?
He
Anyone?
would probably suspect.
Rain fire from the sky, Mr.
Right.
Wizard.
No.
Oh.
It's not like there's
That would
anything
just make
in
it
there.
too
It's
too
an old
loud.
chimney.
It's an old chimney. It's
But
an
there's
old.
nothing over. Then why don't we just destroy the chimney?
As you're speaking,
I don't have any masonry tools.
the smoke, the smoke coming out of the chimney goes to a bright purple and shoots up kind of quickly, and then
Oh.
We need to.
turns back to a regular smoke and continues.
Okay.
found where the wizard is.
Why don't we just?
Yeah, we
break
are
down
standing
the
step
door?
on, I think. I'll say
I'm all
Break
for the
down
chimney
the
plan.
Nobody tells me.
chimney plan, and then the rest of us cover the door
Yeah.
and
I'll
jump him.
I'll stay up here and snipe.
No, you have been here before. How many doors are there?
One door.
In the
One
front,
Wait.
Two.
and one in the back.
Two.
Oh,
One
right.
in the front and one in
We
the
got
back.
to surround him.
Cover 2 doors.
Mick and I can go around to the other side through the forest.
Because you've done so well in attacking.
I'm gonna cast mage armor on myself.
I've got a natural
Alright.
sitting right there.
It's true.
I just need one opportunity. Goodbye, head.
Alright, players, what do you do?
Alright, I'm gonna go. Alright, here's what we do. You get yourself up onto that roof. You block it with like a blanket or something. You got a bed kit, a bedroll.
I do.
You gonna snipe from this side. I'm gonna go to the other side with I don't know, who wants to come with? Biggin, you wanna go front door?
I'll take the front door.
Hey, you wanna come with me and do some shooty shoots with your magic blasts and not hit me?
I haven't hit you yet.
That's true. So far, so good.
Haven't hit anything yet.
Is she close? to
There's
me?
that.
Yeah, she was in the middle of the group when you were speaking.
Okay, so are they already turning to walk away?
No.
I did not
Or
say
not.
I
They
was.
were finishing
No,
up
we're
their
discussing.
plan.
I'd like to wait for
I
that
hop
moment.
on the fox.
Dang it, why don't I get off the fox?
Between you and me, what I want to do is reach into her bag and grab a specific something.
My bag is very okay.
It's very
My passive perception is a 15, just so you
It's
know.
inappropriate.
yeah. Well, my stuff.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. I can do that. I just want to try.
You have your natural 20.
No, she doesn't.
No, I don't.
No, she used
I
it on the
used
attack
it.
against the dragon that we let go.
I mean,
Sleight of hand. Okay.
Before
yeah.
I go, I'm going to. Before we would go, I'm getting my displacer eyes just to clarify, because that's what my plan is. So those are in my hand.
Yeah.
All of them, don't you have like?
I have an egg carton of them.
Yeah,
Roughly,
but
yeah.
they wouldn't be like sitting in the egg carton in your. I'm not
so
doing
confused.
anything actually.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
never mind.
basically.
Okay.
Jesus.
So
Like-minded place.
I've got my egg carton out.
Did
What?
you resolve it?
I'm not doing anything.
Alright.
Nothing would be successful.
I do.
Well, that means if you rolled it, you tried it.
Yeah.
This is just gonna be so much
It's
fun.
just
So-
not gonna be good.
So you reached out
It's
and
an 11.
Rosalind had pulled the container of displacer eyes forward, and you reach your hand right into her bag right after she does that, and she feels someone reach into her bag.
I return. Excuse you.
Sorry, I slipped.
Wait, hold up. Did you slip up morally or physically?
Can I help you? I said I slipped.
I don't believe it.
Can I help you? Believe what you
do you
want.
do you want to roll?
Yeah, can I
You
roll?
roll deception.
Can I
Roll
roll a
deception.
deception?
And you would have to roll.
I
insight.
keep my eyes locked on the
Yeah,
door
let's
at
roll
the
deception.
raising
Yeah,
rockets.
yeah.
Okay, okay. He's watching.
Damn it, these rolls. I got a 9.
What's
Insight.
You got an 11.
So she.
You couldn't convince her.
I don't believe it. Do you want to fess up? Or do you want to go back to town?
I told you I slipped. There's nothing more.
Someone needs to stay with her because I don't believe a word she's saying.
Oh.
I put my backpack on the front. Granny style.
Alright.
It's like a papoose.
Well, I'm already lined up to go with him.
I'm on the fox red to go.
Yeah, what's up with that anyway? I guess I haven't walked a bit today. I can do with a few steps in my regiment.
His steps are low. He needs to
Wait a
get a
second.
step.
I look. Everyone looks at my wrist, and I've got a small little slate here where I've been trained.
Oh my god.
7.
It's got yeah.
I don't have enough steps.
Now 8 tick
That
marks.
is awful.
And now to the ladies here, they were discussing what had just happened.
No, don't want to come clean?
I told you I slipped.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Alright.
Your problem.
Ladies, everything okay back there?
We're good.
We have a job
No,
to
we're
do.
not.
What happened?
She tried to steal from me and she won't tell me why. If you need something, you can ask.
Didn't do anything.
She for sure had her hand in my backpack.
Have you?
I didn't see it, so.
I felt it.
Do we need to roll for initiative here?
We're very close.
Because
I'm gonna jump up the tree.
a couple more lines and it would be initiative, and it would be open hand only.
It's not our
Yeah.
Ladies! Can we focus on the evil wizard at hand and deal with our personal issues of thievery and lies later?
Not evil.
This is not personal.
I'm feeling very attacked right now, and I don't appreciate it.
Maybe if
I
you were
helped
trustworthy.
Fight off a dragon. Just
You
saying.
started
I
the
fought
fight with
the
the
alpha.
dragon.
You did start the
I
fight.
killed
You
to
did
get
start
out
the
there.
I could have handled myself. I take a displacer eye and I throw it into the clearing.
So
All right.
But it's
Where
quiet. It was
where
quiet when
where are
moved
you
last
aiming?
time. Farther away from her, like to the beginning of the clearing.
Okay.
I see this happen online.
Okay, so at the edge of the clearing.
Go!
Okay. You throw it, and as you throw it to the edge of the clearing, you warp into just this pink smoke, and then you appear in an orange smoke.
Whoa.
Right where the displacer eye lands.
Prepare yourselves.
Yep.
So you're at the edge of the clearing. The
I
rest of
say,
you.
come on, Mick, and he's on Mick, so we're going to the back door.
So I'm
Holding on with my
45
good arm.
I'm 45 feet, approximately 40 feet from the chimney.
About 45 feet from the cottage. So the chimney's somewhere in the center of the cottage, so
okay.
it'll be about 55 feet.
Oh, alright, you gotta stuff your way up there then, probably.
Oh,
She's
more.
already
What do you
ahead
think
of
would be quiet?
everyone,
Yeah.
right?
What do you think would be quieter?
Well, he's not here anymore.
You're ahead of everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I'm not talking in character.
She's trying to gain understanding as to gameplay.
I would think that, I mean, like, you can
Metagaming.
still hear, you can still hear probably
Basically.
footsteps on the thing, but you would just hear like one poof if you landed the throw,
Yeah.
and
okay.
maybe a creak.
Trying to remember how these things worked. Okay. I'm going to stealth up to like maybe. How far would a normal arm throw? Like 20 feet?
It's a little eye, so it weighs probably about the size, like a weight of an egg. So most
okay.
humans probably could throw it about 30
I've
feet.
thrown it the
Okay.
length of a barn before.
Then I'm gonna
and caught
Are
it.
we softball pitching
sure.
or overhand?
I'm
I
gonna
could throw a
overhand for
football
this because
40
I'm trying to
yards.
get
Did
it.
you throw an egg to
Up.
yourself?
No, no, no.
Length of
Like
a
we,
barn?
it
That's
was
the
a,
story you just told.
no, it was an egg toss. Like I threw it the length of a barn, and then he threw it back, and I caught
Oh, okay.
It was not the
what
same
you said
throw.
was,
Not
I
the
threw it
same
the length
throw.
of the barn and I caught it.
it. I'm just like.
You threw it real high.
I'm going to stealth in, so I'm about 30 feet away from the cabin.
Small.
Roll me a stealth.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
But then
that's
he
it.
throws
Like a,
Catches it.
and I'm going to give myself guidance, so I get a D4.
Okay.
I
As
get
you
one more.
as you
I did
stumble,
10.
all right. As you start to stumble, you touch your shoulder and you catch your stumble just ever so
Calm
slightly,
yourself, girl.
and
She stumbles on him.
Yeah.
you realize that there is a stick just ahead, and you go, whew, if I was just one off, I would have stepped on that stick. And he would have known I was here, but you miss it, and you stealth up where
Okay.
you need to be.
I'm going to take my bedroll out of my backpack,
Mhm.
so it's ready. Take out a displacer eye and put the rest of them back in my backpack and tie
Okay.
it and double knot it.
Okay?
And
Is that backpack?
No, she.
Or however, I'm
the
sealing.
acorn.
Everything is sealed.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything is sealed and locked and double locked.
This is more for my morbid
Yeah.
curiosity.
Yeah.
And I have a nature to want to break the game within the rules.
Yep.
I love it.
Could one tie one of these these eyes onto the end of, say, an arrow? Would it still function?
Yeah.
Just curious. This is just
I mean,
Jared
as-
asking questions.
as long as the Jared answering questions can give you the answer that if you can do it just right in order to
But
not
just displace
pop
them to the same
the
place.
eye,
Wherever it hits.
I would allow it. So
No
if you
way.
pop the eye,
120 yards.
if you pop the eye mid-fire, like you fire it too hard or
Yeah,
it
yeah.
clips something, you might just find yourself in mid-air, just like, uh-oh, yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
I
be
just
crazy.
knocking that away for.
Future little gems.
And you die because you went 75 feet up in the air and took fall damage.
Oh.
Mm.
All right. You gonna throw?
Yes.
All right.
Just have another one.
Please roll me either a
And then just drop it.
athletics or sleight of hand, whichever is higher for handling your throw.
I'll do sleight of hand.
All of us missed.
I didn't miss.
It's an 11.
11. You landed a displacer eye on the edge of the roof as you didn't judge your throw. So you end up there on your toes, balancing on the edge of the roof. Please give me
Acrobatics.
acrobatics.
I thought you were gonna go Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Hanging there.
Yeah.
Can I give myself? Can I touch my shoulder again?
I don't think you can that quickly. Acrobatics.
That's a 10. I mean, it's actually once during the duration, so it's a new. I think guidance doesn't necessarily have. I don't know. I'm new to this. It was a 10,
I think it's
barring guidance.
All right.
You
You
have
do.
to touch
You'd have to-
yourself again.
You'd have to recast it.
Because you already used it once,
Yeah.
right? During the duration, so you've already used it up.
Duration. What is of duration of what?
The
Well, it
spell.
should
Of
say
the
Yeah.
action.
what?
Where is it? Guidance.
1 minute.
Yeah, duration. 1 minute.
Okay.
So once in that 1 minute.
So
These dice are retired.
you do slip up a little bit, and
It's not very-
you end up falling face first onto the rooftop and catching yourself, making a bit of noise but not falling off the roof.
Okay.
You
Yes,
hear
whoa.
you hear some footsteps below you, and the door kind of creaks open underneath and it shuts quick, and you hear some footsteps, and you hear the back door creak open a little bit and then shut, and then you hear a bit of pacing below.
This is where bomb arrows would be super helpful.
I mean, I'm guessing
Now that we have
the
someone
length
on
of
the
my
roof.
body with a hand. Can I get the bedroll without like going too far?
You could
Into
do you
the
could do a little crawl, but
chimney?
yeah,
Yeah.
you can get up there.
Great.
How
Bedroll
tall?
on chimney.
Right, you're putting the bedroll into the chimney. All right.
How tall is the grass around?
It varies as there had been some fights here. The tallest grows about a foot. The lowest is a few inches.
Okay. Got it.
Just like standard yard grass, not no tall grass.
I take a moment to do like a gladiator thing.
I understood that reference.
All right.
From Mixed Back.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What you do in life echoes in eternity.
All right.
Well, I don't think
So
I'm gonna be able
bedroll's in. It's starting to block the smoke a bit, but the rest of the players, what are you all doing? You're sneaking around the back. Are you rushing the door? Or are you out
I'm
in
gonna
the?
say,
Hi. Got an idea.
you got an idea?
Yeah.
Alright, what's your idea?
I have a spell. If something comes out the door, I can make the ground come on, just grab it and hold it there
Oh, that's
for
fun.
a long time.
What if you prep that bad boy,
Yeah.
and just in case I'm a split second quicker, me and Mick go and wait on the other side of the door.
You guys are at the back door, right?
Yeah.
With the back door. And then we'll just be like, tung tung, and after we hit him, you'll be like, "Rah."
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright.
So I'm gonna prep Maximilian's Earthen Grasp
All right.
for if something opens the door and enters the door frame,
Okay.
Earth will come up and grab it.
Sounds good. On the back door.
On the back door.
Perfect.
I need to move to the front door.
Okay. So you see Rosalind jam the bedroll into
Yeah. So I'm gonna
the chimney,
I'm gonna
and the smoke starts
draw
filling
my sword
a
and
little
start
bit.
moving towards the door.
Sounds good. And Aloan, are you in the trees?
I'm
you
still
staying back?
sleeping.
Okay. So you're
So
moving
we're
towards
gonna-
the
we're
door.
gonna sneak up, yeah.
You're sneaking up
How far away is the door?
45 feet.
45 from the
45 feet
edge,
from the edge of
Yeah.
the clearing.
roughly.
Okay.
It's a radius.
So I'm gonna need stealth checks from both of you, unless you want to just go in full bore.
That's a nat 20
Nice!
for me.
That's a nat 20 for me.
What? What is happening?
Alright, and here's Mix.
You could have used that nat
I feel
20
like-
just keep it going.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
an
nat
nat
20s.
That's an
and
nat 20. I
no
feel like
20
Mick is.
is.
Oh wait, Mick's not. Mick's
No.
with him.
No,
No,
Mick
Mix
came
with
with me.
me.
He
Oh,
goes down to.
Different
Yeah.
sides.
He's
Mick's
doing
got an
gladiator right
18.
Mick's got an 18. All right. All of you approach 100% unnoticed, and take your places
So
around
I'm
the
prepping,
doors.
Yep, I've got 2 scimitar. How do I want to do? Okay,
Right, you're prepped at the door. You start to see smoke come out from under the doors a little bit and through some of the cracks in the windows. And you hear some footsteps. You can't make out what they're saying inside, but you can hear that they're grumpy with something. And over by the fireplace, you start hearing some motion underneath the fireplace, and
As I hear motion, I'm gonna start
hear motion?
inching, or like,
yeah,
you hear like movement.
it's a very thin roof. It's a shanty of a shack, basically.
Okay.
I
Think
Shanty.
2x4s.
am going to grab one more displacer eye.
Mhm.
Can I see either of
No,
these guys?
you're on top center of the roof, and you saw that people approached, but you don't see what they're doing or where they're at.
I mean, I'm probably
You
just
probably
like directly back from the
yeah.
door.
So
Yeah.
she
So,
could probably
I
see
might have
you.
line of sight on
Yeah.
her.
Okay, so I'm going to, I'm actually gonna chuck it over the side of the, like if this is the roof,
Mhm.
here's the chimney, I'm gonna chuck it over the other side so I can be far away
On
from
the
it.
ground?
On the ground.
Okay. Just as you let go of the eye and it starts soaring over the edge, a fiery explosion comes out the chimney, and you see your bedroll just go flying off, and you end up landing on your feet on the ground just on the far side of the home. You can go either to the back door or the front door, but the windows are boarded up on the side you're at.
Okay.
Alright.
The smoke continues to billow out, and it seems not to be affecting the person inside.
Really quick, and the grass is only a foot high, so you wouldn't be looking up at it anyways.
Well, if I was on the ground, I'm 2 feet, so it's a way.
But I mean, if you're
There are
2.5
some serious
feet
grass
and
arguments.
Hey,
yeah,
hey, I
if you're
mean,
2.5 feet,
fact
the grass
checking.
Is 1 feet, then
Fact
you wouldn't be
checkers.
looking up at it. So.
That's what we need.
So I'm gonna look at Mick. I'm gonna be like,
So there was just an explosion on the roof,
Mhm.
and that's it. Nothing
That's
else has
it.
happened.
Nothing has come outside or through the roof or any of that. But there's an explosion of flames up through the chimney to blow
Okay.
the clog out of there.
Has there been? So there's no sound of coughing or anything.
So the
No
explosion
sound of
comes
coughing
out,
whatsoever.
Do you see like particles of her bedroll come out?
Oh, you saw the bedroll kind of fly out and land off to the edge of the forest, still on fire.
You could
Okay,
use my
so we're
pillow.
really not gonna get anything on it.
No, like that. It's unaffected.
oh.
Can I stealthily head to the front door then?
You may.
Okay.
Please roll stealth.
Yeah, 1 second.
Do you need to get out of the tree?
Yeah, I just jumped on it. It's no big deal.
Well,
Yeah.
you say that.
20 feet.
Wait, do you need me to roll something to climb out of the tree?
20 feet.
You're fine.
Okay. My stealth is 17.
17. You do make it up to the front as well. Not noticed.
Okay, so I'm at the front door, yeah?
You're at the front door? Correct.
I'm going to use my thieves' tools. Because I assume the door is locked.
Wait, you're at the front door now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you come and see me.
Yeah, he's at the front door.
He just opened the front
Yeah.
porch. I don't know if you saw that.
Huh?
No,
I
I
mean,
didn't.
while I was on the roof, the wizard
Oh,
opened
no, I
the
didn't
front
realize.
door.
Yeah.
Did he open the front door?
He peeked through both doors. They
Oh.
But
they
there was
didn't
never
open and
any
close.
sight of him because I was.
That was
That was before we
prior
were in
the
spot.
approach.
So he had just opened the door?
A bit ago. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then, let's go in. He's clearly
Um,
not coming out.
Bigsby has had an idea. If the smoke won't scare him out, maybe a loud noise will. So I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion, which I have as a cantrip because of funness. I cast that, knowing the cabin, having been in the cabin, I'm gonna center it in the cabin, and it's just gonna be a loud, like alarm bell
Okay.
ringing for at least a minute. It's a minute long, and if I don't hear a door open, I'm gonna cast it again and just be like, I'm gonna annoy you out.
All right. So you cast this noise, and
Too late.
you hear some rustling inside, just barely over this noise, as it's screeching and letting out all sorts of hollers and trying to scare this thing out. And you hear crashing almost as if the creature's looking for whatever the noisemaker is.
I can't find it.
So I'm gonna bust in,
Where's me alarm clock?
thinking this is like a distraction.
All right. So you want to bust in? You're gonna open the door
I
and
have my short sword drawn.
okay, you have your short sword drawn. You're opening the door.
Well, if
Rogar's
she's opening
right
the door,
there.
then I will probably follow momentarily. 'cause
All right.
I don't see this coming. This isn't part of the plan.
Yep. This
Right,
is the
right.
So
start
if
of
she's
the
gonna
plan.
duck in, I'll be like, okay.
So is he prone? Technically?
No.
We are like sneaking in. He's like, do we have
What?
advantage?
Oh, you're looking for a little sneak attack action.
Yeah, a
What are you
little
looking
bit. I'm just asking.
Like, is that guy over there laying down?
It's
No,
good
no.
It's good to know.
for? You literally
That
had
noise make him fall over.
As you open the door, you do notice that he's tipped over the bookshelf and is looking behind it as if that's where the noise is centered.
Yeah.
And then he looks up at you and sees you.
You're the noise.
So he
now.
sees me, and how far away am I?
You are about 12, 15 feet from him. He's at the center of this little cottage, and you are now rolling for initiative.
Yeah, I was.
Wow. Me and Mick.
Bixby.
Oh wait, hold up. Because I have advantage on.
I
it.
bet
Can
it's
I roll?
Noise.
I'm
Alright,
right
that's
over
not it.
there.
That's alright.
I
So
better
I got
Right.
pretty good.
I actually
Um,
think
Yeah.
14 for
Not
Big B.
I think I was just getting
13
like,
for Mick.
This is dumb.
13 for Mick, you
My
said?
spells don't
Mhm.
hear.
15 for Lowen.
2 seconds, 13.
Oh!
Aloha.
Somebody just did a thing.
What?
15.
Real Potus just bought a $5 scroll and is now the thing.
No, I
Okay,
think
no, no, no,
that's
he's the latest
still in
chipper.
for life.
He's just
Oh.
yeah.
It's still in for
on
life.
I
Yeah.
can tell I've been looking at chat when I know the avatars from
Yeah.
this far away.
I was like,
He just bought a $5 scroll.
Yeah.
And he
That
said,
goes to me,
he
right?
says everything Kreslin does wins.
No, he didn't say anything.
Oh, yeah, you don't see
he
it.
didn't
We'll
say
see-
anything,
we'll
so we
see
rolled
what
the
happens.
dice.
We'll
He
see.
did enough.
It could be for him.
It could be.
Ooh.
Deity
The
Let's
deity
look,
of
yeah.
luck.
Ooh.
DM gains immediate disadvantage.
Yay!
Whoa!
Thanks, Potus.
Thanks, Potus.
I tried to buff Kreslin,
Ah!
but the modes.
Butt snart. Remember when I rolled that one?
Yeah.
I could have used the halfling lucky.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh.
Stupid
All right.
multi-system
So-
getting control.
Kreslin, what was your initiative?
17 plus 4, 21.
21.
Dang, boy.
Yep.
Alon, what was yours again?
15.
15, good. McCall J's was...
Good. Does that mean I'm after him?
No, I was checking because
Okay.
everything was shouted out at one time.
I'm...
McCall J.
McCall
was
Jace was 13.
Perfect, I have that. Rogar?
19.
19,
I did
wow.
a little better than last time.
And
She
Rosalind?
opened the door
11.
and keep winning.
11.
I opened
Perfect.
the door and all these people get to go before me. I'm
You're like-
like right there ready to hit the guy and...
All right.
Jeez.
You looked him in
At
the
the
eye
back
and you
door,
saw
you
your
hear
past.
that there's a bit of commotion going on inside now that the noise is going off. And you swear you heard someone invade the front door. Kreslin, you are the top of the order. Do you act on what you hear?
No, we made a plan. So I'm sticking with the plan.
All right, so you're staying back there.
I'm still with the ready spell with one.
Perfect. Rogar, the door is opened and Aloan has stepped in. You're next.
Okay, well, she stepped in, so I'm assuming this is a change to the plan. So I'm going to step in.
Sorry, what to the what now?
Yeah.
She's modifying the plan
That's
in
a
front of
thing?
me. So I'm gonna step in. As I round the corner, I'm assuming I'm gonna see this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that I notice immediately? Because my thought is at first we just told him, like we told the dragon we would bring him to the wizard to the dragon. And the wizard sounds like kind of a bad dude, but I don't necessarily know that yet. So is there anything, you mentioned the undeadness,
You do
and
know
he's
he's
looking
bad.
at us.
Yeah, well,
Is there anything that I can
You do know
immediately
he's
like
bad. We told
see
you
just
he was
off of
bad.
passive perception?
immediately you see that the hood's pulled back just a little bit.
Mhm.
The face is sunken in as if the being is dead, but it is upright and walking.
Okay.
This is definitely a deceased wizard, but
But not.
an ex-wizard, but
Right. Okay.
still a wizard somehow.
Then I'm going
Yep.
to use my breath weapon.
Okay?
So I'm gonna like stand. I'm gonna come in like so. I'll be next to her.
Okay,
He is about 15. It's a, I have
About-
15
yeah,
foot
about-
count. So he's about 15
Yeah,
feet
he's within.
away.
He's within.
So I'm just gonna like blast.
And your breath weapon is acid?
Poison.
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 Unbrushed teeth.
Ooh, just
Yeah.
as bad as acid.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I'm assuming that's gonna make a bit of a commotion for those outside. So
Yeah.
they will now hear this dragonborn kind of roaring. Just like.
He attacks
Alright.
him with stinky breath.
Alright, so I have to roll a
So that
Constitution
is
save, right?
Oh shoot, I just lost it. Yes, Constitution save.
14.
I think that. Man, oh come on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have to do some math because it's not showing me.
Isn't the door opening?
And something filling the space.
Con plus. It would be 14, but the tie goes to the attacker.
Tie goes to the attacker.
Okay, so
No.
he will take 2d6.
That's cool, baby.
Alright.
I'm stealing one of your d6.
Cool. I mean, I went back later.
Oh yeah. So I guess borrowing.
Oh no, you keep it.
He'll take 5.
Alright.
You don't have 2d6s?
I wanted to use blacksmith craft.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I was like, you have 3 sets of dice.
Alright.
I have 2.
Is that right?
You unleash
Everyone
your
else has-
poisonous breath.
So I still have a drawn sword, but I'm just
Yep.
yeah.
And it blows back the hood just a bit. And you see that this is definitely an undead.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's poison breath.
And the undead seems less affected than you'd hope for, but
Okay.
still damaged by your breath.
Okay.
Maybe it's
Maitland?
my turn.
Uh-oh.
Oh jeez.
Wait. Oh
Dang
yeah,
it.
present held, yeah.
Now looking at both of the two here.
He decides to run out the back door.
Do you have a way to implant that in his mind?
Yes. I offer up the fox as a tasty morsel.
Come again for big fudge!
Alright.
I'm so sorry.
Sneaks into forest.
Slings back.
His eyes glow bright orange briefly and flash out at the Dragonborn and the elf in front of him.
Yep.
Will you both make a charisma save?
A charisma save.
Yep.
But nobody puts points in charisma.
Precisely.
No money.
Soft 20.
I have a 16.
16. You both seem unaffected.
Seem unaffected or are unaffected? There's a difference.
Both seem unaffected for the moment.
Well, if a soft 20 doesn't get it, we're not making it out. I'm
Yeah,
just
right,
saying.
It's okay, I got a nat 20 coming.
Well, it's not my turn yet.
Alolan, it's your turn now.
Wait, didn't he roll higher than me?
He went.
Yeah,
No, no, but I thought multiple people rolled higher than me. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's been 3.
him, and then you, and then me.
Oh.
I was really close.
Well, I have my short sword, and I'm going to continue on the line of action that I was on.
Alright.
So I'm going to attack. I'm
Have
within
attack.
15 feet, yes? Good to know. Okay. And that is a 23.
Please roll a d4.
No, no.
A D4?
Uh-huh.
What? 2.
So it's a 21.
Okay. I
Seeing
assume
that
it
affected.
still hits.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Miss. Big miss. Nope. It hits.
Yeah, I assume it. So that's gonna be a 9.
9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Alright, so you swing out with your sword, and it slashes across the chest and cuts the very old fabric that makes up some of this robing. And you see that there's a golden thread throughout the fabric that is woven so nicely, but
Stop cutting it!
quite old.
Okay, well, you're not in there for
Aim
one.
for his face.
Bigsby Loopaloo!
Should have aimed for the head.
Soft 20, dirty 20, same thing. Questionable innuendos. We call them dirty 20s.
Yeah.
I think I like soft 20 better because it
Yeah.
doesn't sound as strong as a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you. Never mind.
No. No, we'll stay under that rating. We'll stay.
And that's when we jump to rating.
You remember the movie The Dirty Dozen about that World War II film?
No, I know what a
Yeah.
soft doesn't.
Oh.
Softest. There you go.
That's how it was released in Europe.
Alright.
Alright, so it's my turn.
Yes.
I'm gonna yell to Kreslin. He's going out the front door or something! And I'm going to go in the front, or in the back door.
In the back door.
And you said anything that
I said
crosses.
the first thing to fill
And
the
you heard
doorway.
that
Yep.
you said it, right?
So, unfortunately, as you open the door and step
It's
into
a dex
it,
save.
No,
Strength?
Charisma,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, because it pins.
it is a strength 14
Wait, you had it prepped?
for if anything entered the door.
I am going to.
No, I think
No.
with I'm in for life because we definitely heard Bigsby say I'm going in the back door after they were talking about innuendos. So
Yeah,
I definitely
it's alright.
It's okay.
was with that one.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
I rolled a 1.
Oh no!
A 1 on the die?
Yep, so I can't even use my net 20 on it.
Oh man.
Oh.
So basically, a giant hand erupts from the ground and
you! I was going inside!
grabs you and starts squeezing.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
The worst
Do you
thing
not
for
have
me
control
is
over a
that
spell if you prepped it to choose not to, if you know it's...
So,
It's
so
because it's a trigger
It
reaction.
doesn't discriminate who.
Yeah.
It's
It
basically
knows-
if I had I said if the wizard steps in, wouldn't have triggered, but I said
Yeah.
something to fill.
he basically put a simple tripwire in, and so
I only rolled a 3.
someone tripped it.
Thank you,
That's
but I
good.
believe I'm held and restrained.
You are held.
The bummer is that when I've tried to use this spell,
I know.
it's not worked.
I know.
Which
But
is why I always use catapult.
but that's why you have catapult.
but
And a blink.
lucky for you, I can.
But now
Stop the
you do
concentration.
have McCulJ.
I do have my call. I'm like, Mick, go get him! So Mick's gonna run in and go hit the dude. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, there's a 19 on the die. Plus 4, so a 23 on his bite.
Okay, that hits.
That is 8 points of damage and a chance to knock him prone.
8 points of damage and a chance to knock him prone based
And a
on.
chance to knock him prone.
It's
What was the
just-
save? Just
He never
It's
lets
just a
us
DC
forget.
10.
10.
12.
He never lets
Got it!
Jared forget.
All right.
I believe it's McCullj's turn now.
McCulJ's turn.
Once again, he will bite with this one after is good. It is a 15.
That
Is it a squishy
misses.
wizard? Oh, it's an armored wizard.
But he's not a wizard, is he?
All right.
Is he inside?
McCulJ ran inside and started biting the wizard from the backside.
Yeah.
Oh, so he got the door open, but
I
From
mean,
the
if
I went
you-
to open the door.
If you look out the back door, you just see him held with a giant earthen hand.
okay.
And, like,
I
legs
didn't
ran through.
realize he had actually gotten the door
He
open.
got the door
I see
open
his
and
hand
then
down.
walked in. His hand just grabbed.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's
Let
okay
me
now.
go!
I just didn't realize that. I was like, how's the fox like inside? Like, did he open the door?
The fox walked up and used his little
Like,
his little paws.
He used his paws to open.
First
I
of
mean,
all,
it's
he's a
not-
dog.
It's not.
First
unheard
of all, it's now a common
I was
household
talking.
cat.
I was talking down to everyone else's level.
All
'cause They don't
right,
know what kind of creature he is.
Good save.
Rosalind.
So I most recently heard the yelling from the back door.
Mhm.
So I'm going to run over to the back door. Where would I have to move to get a clear shot to throw a rock?
You could get right up
Throw a
against the
rock at
hand
me.
that's holding.
Great. I'm gonna go up by the hand and I'm going
Get me
to
out of this!
throw my magic stone
All right.
at the skeleton wizard man.
Skeleton wizard
man. Yes.
First song by Death Smoke.
Album later this summer.
Could you just skeleton wizard man?
Right?
You
Everyone's got a dastardly plan. Open portals all over town. Gotta bring this idiot down.
I
You're
don't
not a
think
bard
that does
today.
it.
I think there's no bards, so this is really disappointing.
I'll play the piccolo.
Oh, don't you have a holster for that too?
I do.
Yes!
7 to hit.
Yeah.
What? No,
Right, 'cause
use
I don't
your
have any-
spell attack
Oh,
bonus.
I can't add that. Okay,
Don't.
that's what I was trying to ask you, but you're really busy.
He was making his debut
It's,
song.
it's very important because
Well-
we're gonna record that.
Wait. It's very important or important?
It's a portal.
All right. What is it now? 12? That still misses. So you throw the rock in and it bounces off of his shoulder. You didn't get quite the heft you wanted on it. Back to the top of the order. Kreslin.
I cease my concentration on the earth hand. I announce that I am sorry. Sorry. And I try to cast Witch Bolt at the dude.
You do have a mostly clear shot. I'll allow it.
Take that shot and
You're not throwing away.
rock on this.
Is that you who open or like empty?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just saw it moving. I was
Goodbye.
like, don't waste good yoo-hoo.
Oh, I thought you were asking for to drink some of his.
I've missed. I'm guessing a 9.
Yeah, you get a little nervous firing
Unless
a
that
shot.
advantage from last combat is still on.
I think it's just
Oh.
advantage for the last.
I think it's for the entire game, right? You can use it at any point in the game.
I think
They
you
always
used
do.
I mean, I used it before
from 1 to 3.
because I thought it was just on the next roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume it was for the next roll.
You get a bit nervous as you're firing that shot, so you kind of move your arm a little, and it hits the door frame just above the back door.
Well, that door takes 1d12 damage and will so every turn for the next minute.
Do you want to give it damage?
Yeah, I would have feel like I
Alright.
did something.
All right.
No, it's 2d12. It's gonna take 7 lightning damage
7 lightning damage to the door.
at that
okay?
door.
To the door frame.
In particular.
We know how to
So-
use lightning damages.
I've only damaged the party. None of my other spells have worked.
All right. And now, Rogar's turn.
Okay. After the breath weapon and everything that's going on, his scales are going to start
Changing
color
color.
again.
And you push your monocle up a little bit.
And I push my monocle up.
And the
and
one
I say,
vein
"Good
pulses
sir,
heavily.
'Twould seem you wish to battle.
All
And I'm
right.
going to run in with my moon blade sword. I can talk on a good day.
Your Moonbali sword.
My
You're
moon
just-
blade sword.
You're just so
His Moonbali sword.
Attacking with a moomble.
The Moonbali.
Yes.
Mumbly, mumbly, mumbly.
Okay.
Is that for a mumbling?
And that'll be a 17.
I
Hits.
forgot the name.
Okay.
The hit single that we just
That'll be. Wait, make sure I got that.
That's why we record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I forgot it too.
Rogar, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. High Dragon.
Dang it.
Okay.
Hail Hydra.
5, 6, 7. That'll be 7.
7 points of damage. All right.
I did that to a door.
So you slash out,
Yeah.
and you cut off a bit of the robe and get right through. And as you, what'd you find?
I've been rolling it as a one-handed, not as a two-handed, but I will do that on my next turn.
All right. As you
Because I mean
slice,
to use it two-handed because I don't have a shield.
you
but
slice
that'll be nice.
into the chest, but no blood
Yeah.
comes out. Just a little bit of a black ooze fills
Okay.
the slice.
Gross.
And that is a magical sword. I just want to throw that out there. in
Magical.
case.
Don't throw your
Any
sword out.
any kind of magic that you wanna?
No, I'm just saying,
Use-
like, if there's, because I know he's undead,
It's a
and
plus
sometimes
one,
that
right.
comes into play.
Yeah.
So this is a magical blade.
So the
Not
ooze
here, sir.
Shape one.
What? Waterboard him with his own ooze?
Oh.
Yikes.
All right.
Actually-
I've got one skill. It's Oozy Undead Man's turn.
Oh my gosh, but why uncork a flask in bag?
You're right after him.
And just
Oh, wizard. Rogar wizard.
All right.
It's cheese.
Waterboard.
We could freeze it too. Not get through locks.
Anyways.
He looks at the Dragonborn and poops himself. No, he
Oozes himself.
he oozes himself.
Ew.
He makes a fist, and you feel an instant heat hit your chest. Please roll a dexterity saving throw.
I want to shout, watch out, he's magical.
I have advantage.
All right.
I just want
Rage.
Ruggy.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
that's the exact same number twice.
Yikes.
At least it wasn't a 1 into 3.
At least it's consistent.
That's only an 8.
At least it wasn't
8.
a 1 and a 1.
So bad.
You
A game that requires
take
little to no skill.
damage.
I'm real good for just the talking part.
So as you feel that heat hit your chest,
Yes.
suddenly you're briefly engulfed in flames.
Ouch.
Oh, jeez.
For a short moment,
Yeah.
you take 7 points of fire damage.
Okay.
It's my turn.
It's your turn.
Okay, 2 questions. First one, how close is Rogar to the wizard?
Right up on
Striking
him.
distance.
So
Yeah.
within 5 feet.
Yes,
Okay.
you're looking for the sneak attack.
There
I'm
you go.
Second question, just because I lost track, did I use my bonus attack already? I don't have it
No.
crossed off.
No.
I don't
You have
think I
not.
You
did
did
it.
not.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
I'm on page 1.
Okay.
Page
I'm on
1 of the
three,
player's
so that's
handbook.
perfect.
You're on
Okay.
page. Well, you're on page
Um,
1. She is not on page 1. She's on page
No, I don't know what.
I'm on page 5.
Where does
Anyways.
it say regenerate a crappy carrot?
So I'm going with my short sword
All right.
because that's where I'm at.
1.
And I have my sneak attack, FYI.
I'm at 4. You can do whatever.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
You didn't hit me, did you?
It's an 11.
Okay,
So
So you swing out, but you don't end up reaching.
I'm going to use my bonus attack at this point.
All right.
Because we're the
Bonus attack.
second hit single from. And this one is a 19. So this
Please
one's
roll a d4.
Oh no!
You were freaking magic.
Wait. Plus sneak, because I'm there.
Hang on a second.
This is.
It's it's a 2. The
Okay.
D4 was a 2.
You still hit.
Okay. So now I roll my. Six.
Oh, because you have the. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Now I roll
Okay.
my 2 sixes. Yes.
Well,
Careful.
what are you swinging with?
My short sword.
So it'd be 3.
No, my sneak attack is 2.
Yes, but your sword is.
Your sword does
One.
damage.
Is
Short
a
sword
d6.
is 1d6.
So you're rolling 3d6.
If you get 2d6 for sneak
Well,
attack,
shoot! Then I rolled wrong earlier. I
Okay.
should've been rolling 3. I should have killed that
There you
dragon.
go. No, 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 no.
I mean, I had a lot.
guys,
Okay. Okay.
It's the first dragon.
It's our first dragon. And you didn't even kill it.
I will
yet.
say,
We did 50 points of damage in one hit that one time, and I did not kill the dragon.
So I
Yeah, we did.
We did do 100.
Well, to be fair, we counted all the numbers and you guys didn't tell me I didn't roll it off. So it's not totally on. Okay.
Whoops.
So in the dice, I have a 14 plus my 5. So it's a 19.
Of damage. Nice.
You're
So
welcome.
you sneak up on this guy,
Yeah, I do.
and you get a very nice gash across the chest, and you get right through the shoulder, and his arm actually just kind of goes slump in his robes, almost as if it was close to coming off. He seems affected, but only just.
What?
He's undead. He's not screaming in pain.
Probably
Yeah.
can't feel anything.
I-
All the nerve endings are gone at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. But
Yeah.
Dumbo.
Bigsby, Luffalo.
Bigsby is going running.
How
He's got
you
his
how you
scimitar
doing?
out.
Were you knocked prone? Were you winded?
I was just let go.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure you weren't like. I can't recall if that like slammed you down or if it just held you in spot.
I think it just helped.
I think, yeah, and
Okay.
then you get to do other
It gave me a
things.
squeeze.
Squish.
So, you gotta be.
Oh no.
Alright, well, one of them's a 1, but I'm using my freaking nat 20 on the other one.
All right.
Because that's just me trying to see if I can get nat 20s on it.
I'm putting you in jail.
I
Two
think
nat
this
1s on needed
might
things.
be a first. I don't think we've ever actually
No.
put
I don't-
anyone in jail.
I don't roll nat 1s when I'm playing my halfling.
Oh wait.
Yeah, Garth doesn't get nat ones.
Except when he double nats one. Whoops.
Which doesn't happen.
But it's never even happened.
It doesn't happen.
So I got a nat 20 on one of the scimitars.
Mhm.
I'm going to use my ability
It's a 1 and a 20.
to add an extra d6 of damage.
All right.
It's the Slayer's Prey. So it's my first hit against it, gets an extra d6. So I get 6 because of the 20, plus 6, 12, plus 5, 17, plus 4, 21.
Hello.
Get it?
Yeah, boy.
So
One of them whiffed, but the other one...
with
It really hit.
with the first swing, you come down right next to the wizard, and your scimitar sticks right into the floor and is quite unbudging. But you use that and leverage down, and you pull on the scimitar, and you use the extra leverage to come clear of the shoulder and knock off the arm that went limp, and the robes fall back, and this undead wizard just kind of falls to the side a bit and steadies himself, but barely.
And now, Mick's gonna run in.
Alright.
Or Mick's already in.
What is Mick doing?
Mick's gonna bite him. Oh,
What is
that's
Mick
in
doing?
the jail.
I thought he was gonna like roundhouse kick him or something.
I don't have stats for that.
I don't, but I'd like to write that in.
Arm wrestle. Oh.
I mean,
Nat 20.
Nat 20!
All right.
Boom, boom,
technically
boom.
use
We
the
haven't done this
tower.
yet. We've rolled a bunch of nat 20s.
So
Technically
actually
use the tower.
use the tower.
I used the tower.
Ladies and gentlemen, he set it on the top of the tower and it rolled backwards and it landed right in the landing zone.
And it
It
landed
didn't even
on
go down the
20.
tower.
I mean,
So,
I cheated.
so his bite does 2d4.
Alright.
So that's 8. Right
Yep.
there. Plus these 2d4. Which isn't too much more. That's plus another 3. So 11 plus 4 is 15 from his bite. And a chance to knock him prone.
All right. Well,
Wait, is he running from 10 feet?
That's not a part of it.
Oh, really?
14.
It's just his bite.
14 on the knock
Yeah.
prone. But
Oh,
McCallJ dives in there and gets his paws onto the back of this wizard and latches into the middle of his shoulders and starts shaking, and then one arm pops off, the head pops off, and the wizard just falls apart.
Oh, jeez.
And as he falls apart, some of the limbs hit the ground, some dust kind of comes out of the little bit of skin that was left around the bone, and there's a little bit of ooze that comes out of the chest as if that was the last place that there was life, I guess. And this wizard is torn to shreds by
Donzo.
the house cat.
Wait, weren't we supposed to like take him back to the dragon?
The dragon's gone. He
Dragon's gone.
kidnapped the dragon.
I'm gonna hack at it, just to be sure.
You're gonna hack at it just to be sure.
Yep.
As you're slicing at
Because he's
it,
still raging. I don't want to waste it.
yeah, you're raging. You're slicing at it.
Back up, Nick. Back up.
You do end up getting a bunch of tatters of cloth as you're going, and then you see a piece of paper get sliced in half, and you slice down as you watch, and you stop, and it barely cuts through, and now you have 3 big chunks of paper that look like it was in the pocket of this guy. But you stop yourself slightly, huffing and puffing, vein pulsing, your monocle had slid slightly.
Yeah. All right. I will end the rage. Take a deep breath. Count to 10.
I'm working on getting my scimitar out of the floor.
Yeah,
Adjust
yeah.
my monocle.
Do I notice any like objects that are unusual that maybe weren't there yesterday?
Treasures there.
That weren't there
Well,
yesterday.
outside there's just
I was gonna say the door keeps taking how much damage?
I like stepping closer to just like be far away from the door.
You don't, but you do notice on the table that you hadn't looked at the other day, there's this little ring with a bird head on it that was kind of glowing, and then it starts fading as the magical presence in the room had died. And then we do have a little mini mage outside,
Well, yeah.
the pocket mage outside.
So
Pocket.
can I
Shoulder
pick it up? Would I
cannon.
know anything about it if I run anything?
Yeah, you can pick it up and look at it. It does look like the head of a raven that's just kind of encrusted on it, and it looks like feathers kind of go back around the ring just a little bit.
Okay.
Crushing.
I'll just put it on. I
Alright.
guess.
He's
Put it
dead.
on. You feel nothing different, but it fits you fairly well.
Of course it does.
Of course. The rest of you, do you want to look for
Can I
anything?
pick up the papers?
Yeah.
Oh, I was. Yeah.
So
How much
you,
damage have you done to the
you
dog?
pick up the
3
papers,
rounds, I did
and
39.
they're quite
39.
old, and you're able to fairly well place them together. And you notice that there's sort of a drawing of this island, and you notice that there's a little X, a red X up at a small circle in the woods at the north end of this island, presumably where this cottage is at. And then there's a bunch of red dots circling the island. A little note at the bottom says placement for entry.
Oh, this is peculiar.
It's very old.
Placement for entry. It looks like he was choosing where to put the portals, perhaps?
That could be. Yeah. I definitely see your logic in that.
132 hit points over the course of the minute.
To the door.
To the door? Well,
That's what I'm
as
just
you are
thinking.
speaking, the door frame does collapse in. The roof comes down a little bit above it. Everyone is safe, but the back door is now shut to people going in and out. Kreslin, I believe you're outside,
outside.
just smiling at your wonders as the house is collapsing.
Kreslin!
I'll walk around to the front.
No one can come out the back door.
Back door's covered.
I'm gonna look around as well at like the workshop area, what he might have been doing or what might have been the kids.
Yeah. There's now a bunch of broken vials. There's a little metal pot that has acid burns down the side of it, but it's tipped and has burned a hole through the floor. Yeah?
Can I go investigate?
Investigate.
Yes. The fabric that he had, that like when I cut, it was like gold
Yeah,
fibers.
okay. We'll get to that in a second. So you continue to see a mess. Everything was knocked over and broken, and in this battle, the last few things had broken. There's some seared spots on the desk area where it looked like there were some potions being made. You peek into the side room. Again, quite a mess as there was a rush to get out the day before and still some battle, and now Kreslin toppling in part of the house. But you do notice a wrist piece that looks like it covers a thumb and has a little thumb hold in it, and it goes partway up the wrist. On the back, it's got like a spool of thread.
Oh, I want to check that out.
All right.
Check it on for fit.
Fits you well enough. It's a little big on the thumb. You tighten it up on the wrist fairly well. As you look at it and you're turning it, you see a little magical hook kind of hover above your hand. And
I'm gonna do this.
as you do this, the hook bounces into the back of your hand.
Alright. I'll do it this way.
All right. So you go like this, and the hook shoots out, hits the wall. The little spool of thread spins a little bit, and as it departs from your wrist just a little, it turns into full-on rope, and it's some of the finest rope that you've ever seen. And it sticks into the wall, and it lays kind of on your hand, and you're able to turn and grab it.
Oh, alright. I've got this now. Oh, I love it. Is there a button that
There's no buttons that you see.
I let go and I do kind of like one of these, wanting the bit to come back towards my hand.
As you let go, the rope slowly vanishes up towards the wall, and then you see the little hook reappear above your wrist.
Yeah. Or bionic command.
I'm just like, this is the coolest. Mick, you gotta see this!
Yeah.
So I'm showing it to Mick. Where's my pencil? Oh my god.
Just write down hook shot.
Hook shot.
Hook shot. My gold pen.
The gold fabric, as you dig through what's left of all of the slicing and dicing, you see that there looked like there was sort of a sash that had some gold writing in it, and the writing is all worn and faded. A lot of the threading is kind of ripped up. It does have an ornate design around it. It looks as if it was part of some ritual of sorts, but it's a very old piece of cloth.
I'm gonna take it.
All right.
And stuff it in my
Somewhere.
pack.
All right. Anyone else have any investigation, any thoughts that you want to have?
Was there anything else on the body while I was there? Did I
No,
notice?
there's very little.
Just
There was
asking
very
for a
little.
friend.
Can I figure out what he was brewing up over there
Yeah,
based on what's been left?
yeah.
I use, is it investigation or?
You need an investigation or arcana, either or.
Craig, Santa Forest. What up?
24.
What up,
Hey,
Craig?
24.
24.
24.
All right. As you look across
Thank you.
the charred marks and the few ingredients still left, you start paging through your books and trying to understand what's going on. You do notice that some of the ingredients are matching up to a section on portals. And not just a section on portals for interdimensionary travel, but cross-planar travel.
I don't know if
Bro,
it's happened
portals.
yet this game, but it just did. Bigsby's mustache got a shout out.
Bigsby's
Yes,
mustache.
thank you very much.
Woo! I
Right.
forgot to announce that as
He
we were
was
going
on the
across
couch.
the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
It's just,
well,
it's becoming more and more normal is the thing. We're just expecting.
unfortunately.
It's like, yeah, he's brewing portals over here.
Brewing portals.
Yeah, that's
portals.
portal. It's a portal. It's pretty weird. He's brewing it, but it's not like from here to there. It's to the abyssal plains and the
Oh.
Those are bad.
But
first
alternate
Points
material
of
planes and
This is
celestial
serious.
planes and
Hmm.
there's something deeper here.
Well, he's got these marks on the map. We'll have to check those out.
Yeah.
As you're looking at the map, you watch a red ink circle almost right in front of you. Draw on the map in front of you a circle on the town.
What? That can't be good. Wait, what if this guy is just... This could be could someone be like communicating with him through this map of like do this?
I take out my fancy quill I bought,
Mm-hmm.
and in the top corner I just write no.
You write no like you've never written it before in the best penmanship quality, and you look at the quill and admire it briefly. You break that no for a whoa.
Yep.
No, bro.
Whoa!
Are there any? Is there anything of the potion left that I could use to experiment with to try and like even smaller portals to try and sort out?
Minimal. There doesn't seem to be enough that matches up to any of your ingredients lists, but there's almost everything there. One of them is missing an eye of a cat. One of them is missing.
I take his cat's eye.
It's a fox!
One of them is missing also crickets. So some common ingredients.
Okay, I'll just bag open and with ingredients. and
Perfect.
Think on that.
I want to go back to the bookshelf because I didn't quite look at it yesterday.
Bookshelf is knocked over now and kind of facing the floor.
So all the books are on the floor.
All the books are on the floor.
Do I see anything that would make me think of
Oh, shiny.
birdcage in any way?
No. And you see no more like Rage and Depression in goblins or kobolds or any books like that either.
Yeah, no, I didn't ask about the rage.
All right, but you don't see anything like that.
Hmm.
As you're all inspecting and figuring things out, Rogar, do you have anything
I was
that
gonna
you
say,
want to
well,
do?
I think if there's a portal opening in town, we need to get there.
Like yesterday.
You step outside and you look towards town, and the sky is turning purple and starting to swirl.
Not good!
I thought we just killed the portal maker.
Didn't know Skies did that.
My pillow!
Onwards!
And players,
Jump onto McCall J's back.
Me too.
this is the moment
No.
that we must say,
We play 3 more hours!
Yay! But let me turn the crock pot off.
this is the moment where I must say, if we play 3 more hours, we must take another break, and someone must run to the store and get more of everything.
More of
I volunteer as tribute.
I volunteer. I mean, we can't, but we could.
Yes.
But we could.
Paint.
I
You have
mean,
to leave the door open
you
for
could
next.
test. You could test a new time market.
We could test. We could test a new time market.
As long as they don't mind us eating on stream. Cause
No, we'd have to
I'm
take
getting a little hangry.
We'd have to
personally.
take another break, so we lose more people.
That's true.
How about like a 2-week
Oh.
break?
About a 2-week break.
Oh gosh.
But
Amazon
As-
same day. Hang in there.
as you all are starting to go to the front door
Yes.
and step outside, Kreslin's still scooping stuff into his bag. A small purple orb bounces next to you, just like the one you saw this morning or last night now. And you hear a voice. Oh, are you alive through there?
Hey! It's that portal! That portal's back!
Can I have your pillow?
No, I'm like, yeah, I'll see it. It's on
No,
the
no,
town.
in here. Small one.
What?
Talking portal.
What?
The one that quacks.
Ask it its name.
It's a portal. It's like yes.
Well, I must return you, otherwise we may not have a savior.
I mean, hard pass.
The portal starts easing towards you and reaching out, and as it's starting to like almost hug you and envelop you, this is where we'll stop with you now. The rest of you, you're all facing the portal over town. That's where we'll stop with you.
Mm-hmm.
Bum, bum.
Portals are everywhere.
Portals, portals, portals.
But I did get a sweet Batman grappling hook
You
wrist
did.
device that I am going to just travel by rooftop from here on out. Sorry, Mick.
Aw.
Wait, was there one for Mick?
No, there was no fox-styled one. All right, so that brings us back to wrapping up the show. We
Yes.
Amazon portals. Same moment.
have basically. Now,
Basics.
Someday.
Yeah.
here's the tough thing.
Here's the tough thing.
2 weeks from now is still an off week.
It is.
It is 3 weeks for our next show.
Oh,
So,
no, it's one.
it's 3
No, it's
weeks
3
for our
weeks.
next show.
And then
Oh,
a different
because it's a
couch.
5-week month.
It's a 5-week
But
month.
wait, no, it's more than 3 weeks because the next show is still off season, and then the next
Yeah.
show is on season.
Yeah, but I'm still saying it's 3 weeks
Quota
to our
says
next
we have to
show.
upgrade to every other day.
Every other
Okay.
day. All right. But
Yeah, we'll just drop our.
we will pull the couch
I don't know
and
what happened.
others, and since next week is kind of this extra week,
Maybe.
stay tuned to all of our social because we might
Who knows?
surprise you with a special episode. Also, stay tuned to the social because as we go back to our sponsors here, we do have a few great sponsors. We have Caffeinated Kobold, Blacksmith Craft Dice, and
This
Critical
is an
Treasures.
added
And the players are all attempting to point to them in space for
I'm
you.
doing pretty good.
Uh,
She's doing really good.
I go the wrong
as-
way completely.
As they're
every
pointing
time.
to each of these sponsors, they are here to promote us and we promote them. Meaning
They're awesome.
they're awesome, so we
They're
endorse what they do. They endorse what we do. All of our shenanigans, I think.
Endorsements
I mean,
allowed.
think-
So meaning we
Um,
don't just support them because they support us. We truly love their products.
It's true,
Blacksmith Craft
yes.
Dice rolls
Case in
amazing
point.
dice. Critical Treasures has amazing dice bags that we've experienced, and Caffeinated Kobo, their coffee.
I haven't slept in days.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
it's really annoying, but it's really good.
But they're all awesome and they all are joining us for some giveaways starting in September as we kick off our approach to season 2. So stay tuned to all of our social. You'll see some stuff in the next week or two promoting our next show, whether it's the special show or just the one in 3 weeks. But
Odds are we won't be able to wait 3 weeks, so at least a few of us will be here on the 31st. But
it may be a weird show of
a
Bigsby and
weird
McCallJ. It's the Bigsby show.
Who doesn't want 3
Big,
episodes
big,
of
big,
Big
big,
McCall
big
J?
show.
With that, players, anything from you? Jared, thank you for joining the
Yes.
couch.
Thanks for having me.
Good to play with you finally.
Good. I apologize for the derailment.
Hey,
Yeah.
Rail dealing?
you
But it's
you
gonna
took down a
happen
house.
every time
It's Dick.
I messed that house
Julian is not going to be happy about that.
No,
Yeah.
the Julian family aren't
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
happy.
Well, it also seems like I ain't gonna be around for the repercussions.
That's fine. It's up to them to
We're
deal
going to
with
be like,
it.
some dude that's not here did it.
Went through a portal.
Yeah.
Here's his pillow.
Oh, yeah, you
He
got
drank a
it.
lot.
To be fair, Aloan, just so it's for the record, Aloan did yell out, "Can I have your pillow?"
She did.
Not that she needs it, just so everyone's clear, she is a widow.
But as we're going across the couch, we're so happy to have Austin Schumacher back.
back.
And he's got awesome stuff happening in his life.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? What's new? What's
Um,
fresh? What's kicking?
Well, I just got engaged to the prettiest girl in the world.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. It's okay. Everyone's entitled to their
We'll
own
roll
opinion.
for
We're
it.
gonna roll for it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Was that a crit fail?
No, it was a 7.
Okay.
That's a good lie.
We're just gonna leave that one.
You roll now.
I feel like
It's not watching it, she.
And now.
you're gonna get a phone call shortly.
Alright, guys, here we go before I get in trouble.
Yeah. So,
That was better.
okay.
That first one was for me.
there you
honey.
go.
This one's
You
yours.
survived. You survived. Well,
Yes.
Amazing news. So we
Yes.
want to congratulate you in that.
Yeah.
And we're just so excited to have had all the guests join us, all of our new fans, friends, followers join us this summer as we've done some crazy things. Uh-oh.
I'm getting yelled at. It's fine.
Okay. And we're going to have to go attend to Austin as he gets in trouble.
Yeah.
But
Love you.
thank you for everyone supporting us. Do look forward to the new set coming soon. That is awesome. And hopefully Kreslin doesn't come in and burn that down.
Oh, I will.
Let's burn this mother
Surprise,
down.
Chris.